So I have started streaming, and
shouldn't.
then I started recording, and we should now be live.
All right.
Oh, gotta love technology.
Yeah.
Yes. Software. I have to program software. I do not know where. Sorry.
Oh,
I used to
sure.
program the song.
All your wares are soft.
Kinky?
No.
No,
I'm
that is a little. I don't know whether or not I should feel insulted or not.
So,
no,
anywho,
no, Kinky. No.
welcome back.
It's all
Let's-
fine.
Get started, shall we? We had a bit of fun last week
Uh,
with creating
Uh-huh.
deals with evil entities. Well, he seems an okay guy. And a stone. A dramatic transformation. And that leaves us back to our companions in Rascal's Rendezvous. Half the party
wait.
standing around in the den, in the contemplating what had just happened, while Rascal looks over his beloved, who is currently napping up in her room after a rather strenuous transformation.
strenuous is like putting it lightly. She had 1 HP left.
Well, to be fair, her body did kind of molecularly rearrange itself.
Indeed, it is fair.
Molecularly and miraculously.
Oh, those molecular miracles.
That music is
Yes.
a little bit too sinister. Let's change that up a little bit.
Peachy's not around anymore, so we can change it to a little lighter tone.
Peachy departed.
Hey D,
May he rest in peace.
how much HP does Mads currently have?
Worked out that it was just one.
Yep.
Yeah, but Rascal healed her a bit last session, so I was just wondering how much further. Oh man, I have to go to when did I cast Cure
That's
Wounds?
right, you did, and
There
she's
it
up
is.
to 10. She's up to 10.
Yeah, she needs more.
You get what is the equivalent of a short rest, if you'd like. But in the meantime, I forgot to populate your tavern with patrons. So just let me quickly change that.
It's a good thing none of us are currently downstairs.
So, as things are going on,
I think I fucked up massively just now.
oh, is this the character speaking, or...
That is the character speaking.
I'm just gonna move that specky there. So, to move things along. As you are currently waiting around, you hear footsteps on the stairwell. As coming up, you notice Dave Brown, just kind of poking his head up and looking around. Is everything alright? We heard a bit of a screaming.
Things have taken an interesting turn, but it seems everything is fine for now, Dave.
Alright.
We might have changes though in the future.
Alright, just so you know, there's someone downstairs looking for you.
Can I get a description of him, maybe? What?
Well, 6 foot, furry, lots of beads, silk, has a scimitar.
Ah,
And
Scimitar?
Someone you know.
Then did they give a name?
No. should I go get one?
So it's you said furry, more cat-like or more like Captain Bazan who just left?
Oh,
Or a bugbear.
more feline, but more so than Miss Swiftpaw. I don't know how else to
What?
describe it.
Bing? Do you have any idea who that might be?
I have a suspicion, but I'd have to see him to be sure.
Let him know that that a few of us will be downstairs very soon.
Okay, I'll just do that. Sure, everything's okay.
Yeah, like I said, Mads is just having difficulties getting changed.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yes.
The Dave just gives you a little suspicious look and then goes back downstairs.
All right. Untat, do you want to stay up here, or would you accompany us?
Maybe.
No, I was actually talking to the cat lady.
I'll come with you.
Nola, would you mind joining us?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, how am I supposed to answer to that?
Bing?
Whatever you want.
What?
I mean,
What? This is how I think it is? There's no way I'm staying up here.
All
You know,
right.
I don't know. Yes, I do not mind. Does that work?
Okay. Do you want to join us downstairs?
Yes.
All right. I think we all four go down then to meet up with the individual.
Okay, so for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to grab you all and zip.
And whoop.
I dropped two of yous.
Yes. I would.
jeez, I can't see shit.
Yeah, you're currently, yeah. Stuck behind.
You're in the stairwell.
Yeah.
There you are. I'm organized,
there.
I swear.
Standing next to the table with all the kobolds.
Just gonna point out, Bing is kind of... He's practically bouncing up and down with excitement.
Okay. So,
Oh,
Yous
that
enter
lion,
into
that
the
fellow. Ah,
as you
that
do,
gentleman.
as you start to come down the stairs, you hear the babble of conversation, and you are just overwhelmed with the smell of your chef's cooking. This is now just after the lunch rush. Dave, you see, is currently running around tables, clearing up, taking drink orders. There's a lot of people here who appear to be on their lunch breaks. There's a mix of people in stained work clothes and a few people wearing more white-collar dress. But they all seem to be mixing quite well. Gordain is currently busy laying out drinks, shouting orders down to the chefs. The kitchen is just noise.
Yes, it's almost like white noise in a way.
It's just the clatters of pans, the draconic bickering of the three. You see Yagran currently leaning against the door through the window, picking out his teeth. And leaning on the counter, you notice a rather large feline figure who turns and looks over your group, the mouth breaking into the smile as this female leaning leans off the counter and stands up. She claps her hands and just strides across the room and picks up Bing. Ah, little pink one, it is good to see you again.
You know it!
My father sends his best. He has not seen you in some time. He wishes to meet you again. You should come.
Oh, you bet. we'll have to get we'll have to get everyone from upstairs as well. But yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
we'll have to get everyone else. But yeah, we're definitely gonna come around to visit.
Good. Yes, do you mind if we speak somewhere a little more privately? I have a message from a mutual friend.
Oh yeah, sure. Guys, are you okay going upstairs again?
And here I thought it would be something different, but yes, please. I think.
Lead the way. And you notice this leaning woman just kind of tucks Bing under her arm and walks with him.
You do an item?
No. He's just good friend. She heads upstairs. Now, this leaning, they are dripping in beads and silks. They have a large belt that almost looks like it was part of an armor set, and they have 2 scimitars sheathed, one on each side. Her hair's been pulled back and has... Certain points of it have been braided, other points have been dreaded, but it has beads and feathers, and you do actually see there's a few scales threaded in there as well. But as she reaches the tops of the stairs, she sets down Bing, dusts off her hands and looks around. I suppose it is time for me to introduce myself. Apologies for being so forward, but it is a bit of an urgent situation. My name is Nula Dura Rashai. She does speak. She does sound rather young, despite her large form and voluminous mane. She does seem probably in her teenage years. But anyway, Bing, I have a message from Mert.
Oh.
Yes. You know of... sorry? Yeah, what? She looks over at Hunter with a pleasant smile. Yes?
I realized stuff.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I see.
Real life stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
My bad. So she kind of looks around. Bing, you told us, your friends told us of the Pink Flumph. Well, we have one of our associates, is one of the actors there, Yalik Istimar. You know, the thespian who tends to come around and ask Uncle Salazar for money.
Oh yeah.
He is currently working on a production in that theater, and he says that there is a lot of people poking around that he does not recognize, and they've been rather gruff.
Let me guess. Could it be that one of them actually is a Minotaur?
I do not know. I did not receive descriptions of them.
Okay.
But Mert believes that the rumor mill may have played out in our disfavor.
I wouldn't be surprised if they already had known. The Zentarum are aware of the place that
You believe
kind
so?
of figured out. Yes, we have pretty much proof
That is
that they know.
very disappointing. But
Unfortunately,
yes, Mert wants you to go and try to find the entrance, and if can, secure it. He has received word from a certain locksmith that they will be willing to help you. Something about a lock that is unusual? I don't know.
a very unusual lock. Yes.
They came to speak with Mert in regards to that and said that you were speaking to them about it, that you were working on gathering the other keys. I do not know all the details.
It's actually the last key we're having the most difficulty with. We need a severed drow hand.
That is rather gruesome.
I know.
Indeed.
Huh. Well, it's a pity this city does not have an arena. We could work out something that way. Let me think. No, I do not know any draw. And you see she like pauses and like strokes her chin. I do not know, I'm afraid. I will have to leave that in your hands, but Mert has asked that you have a look. We cannot send too many harpers there because the owner is, how you say, unpleasant. She does not like the harpers. She thinks they are self-righteous. Anyway, Yalek says that the others who have been snooping around have been doing so under the guise of investors in next show. He does not believe they are being genuine. They're just using it as an opportunity to look around.
Well, it's interesting. Ping, what do you say we work on a piece of our own and try to get our own piece of stage work going there?
Funnily enough, Ashford, I was just thinking the same thing.
Sometimes the guys works for two kinds of people.
Well, there's the thing. I mean, I can play my lyre pretty well, and we have Rascal upstairs, so...
Yes, and we know that Rascal wants to put up a play someday. Oh wait, you look a little confused. Yeah, he said that earlier today.
Yeah, I don't recall him mentioning wanting to put on the show, other than what he do here.
Well, he's had a change of attitude recently. So, yeah.
Why do you do that? You've just sat
What?
on the book right in front of me when I'm trying to read it. Really, Chi?
Why? Because I don't have a booster seat. That's why.
I think she's done it just to get in the camera. But anyway, Mert has asked that you go and try to find the entrance to the vault. If possible, make sure that no others are there. And we will need to make haste with this. I fear that Mert is very concerned that other forces, aside from the Zenithar and Zentarum, are beginning to get a little bit too close to us. The rumor mill is, how you say, overacting?
We're just getting around.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes.
So perhaps it is time to move on. Anyway, that was the message that Mert asked me to give to you. He also sends this, and she turns and pulls forward this little leather satchel and sets it on the table. He says, in case you do run into trouble, these may be of good help. But anyway,
Excellent.
I shall move on.
All right.
I believe I have left a drink downstairs that I should finish. Perhaps, after all is said and done, Bing, you can join me for more drinks, yes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And, remember, don't let my father see you. Not yet, anyway.
I'll make sure.
And she gives Bing a wink and blows a little kiss and heads downstairs.
Well, at least one of us two is a ladies' man.
Are you kidding? If her dad could well, let's just say you might have seen the statue of him.
It's not. I think I saw his. He's about 7 feet and very, very liney.
Yep.
Likes to laugh a lot.
Yep.
I might have at least heard him and caught a glimpse of him in the flesh.
Yep. You probably did.
At least the description fits. Well, we better get Rascal and maybe even... Well, we shouldn't probably call her Meds anymore after all. She's no Kobold.
Yeah, we're gonna have to address that at some point.
We should probably get them... inform them and form a plan and go a little bit... How do they put it? Undercover, I believe.
Mm.
You're the expert here.
I don't see. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I know about keeping a low profile.
I mean about the terminology.
Oh, yeah. Undercover.
Well, say hello to Lady Madeline of Cercos. And he chuckles a bit because that's the role, what he perceived to be Mad's quote-unquote character at first.
Okay. So while this is going on, Lady Madeline, or no longer Lady Madeline, you found yourself awakening. The first thing that comes to your mind was you were in excruciating pain not that long ago, but now you feel completely fine. You feel lighter.
Rascal.
Ah! Are you doing okay?
I don't know, am I?
I mean, positives. You're alive. You're also a kobold.
What? There's a boot in my snake. I mean, what? She's looking down at her hands, and then she looks down at her chunky tail. She's lying on her back, and her tail's like curled up over the front of herself, and she says, "Is that me?"
Yep, that's all you, sweetie.
She points at the tail. I don't know what to do with this. How do you
gosh, it's hard to explain, but you just gotta get you out of bed first if you want to learn how to use your tail. Rascal hops down off the bed and gently eases Mads off. The trick is to not move your tail, but to move with it. Those things are chunky, and they help keep your balance. You gotta move it. You gotta move with it. Sway.
And she gets down on the floor and she like turns away so that Rascal can see her tail, and she kind of leans forward like she's trying to balance, and then sways her tail back and forth and says, "Like this, back and forth like this."
Yeah, that like that. Yes, yeah, you'll get the hang of it in 3 hours tops. All the hatchlings do. Oh my God, my wife's a giant kobold goddess.
Mads does the equivalent of a kobold blush and like looks back at Rascal and stands there and says, I'm gonna need to put on clothes eventually." She reaches out and tries to take his hands into hers.
Oh, he definitely lets her take his hands.
She squeezes and says, Maybe. And then she lets go and then looks at the hand that has the stone in it. What does she see of the stone in her hand?
The stone itself, I believe I shared an image with you guys. Did I?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what it's like in her hand. That's all.
All you see is just is almost in the center of your palm, just wider than your thumb. This appears to be a small, hard stone eye. At the moment, it looks like the eye is closed.
Mads shows it to Rascal and says, and then squeezes her hand shut and says, I think I made the right choice. reborn. This is really strange. I feel light. And she starts swaying the way she normally does, but it's like more loose and doesn't look quite so frenzied or quick. And she says, I feel light and free.
Well, in that situation, and especially given the past few days we've had, I don't think there's really a right or wrong decision. But if you feel it was the right decision for you, then that makes me happy, sweetie. And that's all that matters.
But I'll need to get dressed. And I'll need a new staff. Mads died.
Ah, that man is dead trope. I get it.
No. This way I don't have to lie.
Lie about what?
Mads dying. I can leave things behind.
Ah, I get it.
I want it to be that.
Mm.
That's
They can't get the stone from someone who no longer lives.
Well, if the stone consumed her and disappeared.
Oh yeah, if Mads is dead, who lives?
Okay.
You know my name. Kolrath.
Hey,
You're the only
She
one I've told.
says the
Sorry, go
word
ahead.
Kolrath, you start to hear footsteps outside your room. As you hear a little pitter-patter and telltale clunk of Bing's armor as he knocks on the door.
Rascal opened the door, let him in.
Mads like swoops the blankets over herself. Modest for the first time in her life.
Guys, got word from Mert. Apparently some people are sniffing around the theater where the vault is.
No.
He wants us to... Okay.
Alright, first things first. What did Ashford say? Who did he say it to?
No. It's a rumor mill.
Literally, the only people who knew about that was us, but okay, we're all of that.
That's all I've been told by Newtlow.
Rascal, roll me a quick intelligence check.
Sure. Where's my intelligence stat? There it is. 16.
Yous do remember, yous loudly discussed the vault.
Did
with
I?
the locksmith in a
Yep.
crowded market.
What?
Yep.
Did I?
Yep.
Really? I
Yep.
thought- what?
I
Oh.
said yous as a group. I wasn't
Yeah.
directly indicating you. There
No,
are
no,
a
not
few of
specifically
you
Rascal.
guilty of this.
But it wasn't necessarily Ashworth himself this time. Also, I heard that.
What the fuck? I thought I went out of my way to make that discussion private. Oh well, whatever.
Yous tried.
Anyway,
Yous didn't look around to see who was listening.
Fine, it's Waterdeep. Everyone's a shithead who peers in on all private conversations. I'm used to this by now.
Yes.
You're also assuming that the information wasn't taken from a harper.
Yes, exactly.
You did also partially discuss some hints of it in the yawning portal
Yep. There's been a lot of talk.
with YOLO.
Yep.
YOLO? Volo! Jesus Christ!
Volo.
Okay,
Volo, he goes YOLO.
There you go. All you have to say is Volo might have let it slip, and that would have explained everything.
YOLO. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm just giving you options. I'm not telling you exactly how the leak happened.
Fine. Okay. Alright, so the rumor got out. What's the plan?
For all you know, it could have been Jeff.
Yes.
yeah, like I was saying, Mert would like us to go check the place out, secure it,
Yes.
make sure everything's hunky-dory,
Yes.
and me and Ashford kind of came up with a plan.
Being I'm a kobold now.
I
Oh.
noticed, I guess we need to give you a new name now, huh?
Oh, yippee, I'm sure Ashford will listen to his own plans just as well as he listens to mine.
Mads?
Again, I can hear that.
Mads?
Are you on the stairs, Ashford?
Indeed. I was actually coming up as well.
Mads died. She didn't survive. The stone consumed her. I am Kolrath the Seer.
Pleasure to meet you, Korath.
She's bigger than you, Bing.
I noticed.
But I'm all
That's really
rascals.
hot.
And she's like, and I'm all rascals, and she moves to try to squeeze him up against her chest.
Yes. Rascal just wriggles into the squeeze and just has this really smug grin on his face.
Well,
But-
given I have a taste for taller women too, I kinda sympathize. Not sympathize, but you get what I mean.
Enthusiastic kobold nodding.
I need clothes and a new staff.
See, we're kind of limited to what we have around here.
None of it's going to fit me. And I'm not wearing Ashwood's clothes. Ever.
A sensible decision that we're all thankful for.
Given that I don't have a tail, very good a decision.
I mean, I was thinking you could probably squeeze into mine, but you're a very big kobold. That ain't gonna work.
She
I
seemed a
mean-
little. She seemed, to be honest, Mad's old clothes looked a little loose on her.
If we had,
Well,
if anyone had a
She's
weaver's
naked
kit,
and wrapped up in a blanket.
if anyone had a weaver's kit, this wouldn't be an issue. We could just modify her old clothes. Rascal has the disguise kit, but that doesn't cover that.
You know what, Rascal? Maybe I don't know. Maybe one of our kitchen staff has an extra set of clothes lying around.
That's
yeah, I'm
actually
sure
not a
that
bad
Adi could
idea.
have some.
I mean, they use their disguise. They might be able to figure something out.
I'm
Their
a
disguise was a
kobold
trench
now.
I beg your
Yeah,
pardon.
Their disguise was
Mad
a trench coat.
Yes, I know,
Mad's-
but they wear usually kobold clothing beneath that.
Well, if all else fails, Mads, you could just wear your old clothes for
Uh,
like the immediate future. You could like come around yourself and look all like mysterious as you scuttle through the streets.
I am very mysterious. Korath the Seer knows all.
See, there we go. It works out. Then we can get you something that fits properly on the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
great! Oh,
let's
great!
do that.
Korath the Seer knows all, and yeah, that's totally not conspicuous in any way.
Including where you were 2 weeks ago. Ashwood Grumbletoes, you should be ashamed. And then
Yeah,
she just looks down the stairs.
I was on
With
my
her
way here.
Her blanket wrapped around herself.
Here's everybody.
We're upstairs. We've Bing and Ashwood are currently upstairs, standing around basically at the nest. Ashwood's in the hallway. Bing's in the room.
So, and I think Kolrath is heading downstairs, so I like to think that Rascal's obviously going to go with her to help her down the stairs, because she's still very new to her big chunky tail.
Yes, and then she's actually...
I like to think we leave with a mutual hump towards Ashwood.
Yeah, and she's doing an Ed 209 at the top of the stairs with her clawed foot, like back and forth.
What did I do again?
Hey,
Oh, that. Yes,
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Might have given stuff away. Look, I'm not happy about that.
I
either.
think we all did, Ashford. I think we all kind of did, Ashford.
Alright.
No, only the people who disobeyed Rascal's very simple order.
Yes. This is why you're supposed to just talk nonsense whenever you're in public.
Oh, we're referring to that! Sorry, I was referring to the more immediate fuck up.
Oh no, yeah.
I have no idea
of
what
it.
you. I have no idea what you mean by that, Kolrath.
Mads is at the top of the stairs trying to wiggle her toes and get down the steps. Like, how does it balance? I don't want to fall.
I think you should probably go to her other side to support her. It is clear that currently
Kolrath,
Madam Kolrath
My dear,
does not want
make
to
me
deal with me.
an acrobatics check.
Oh, you're so mean.
Me.
Yeah! This could have been an RP scene. Instead, it's gonna be I'm gonna take 15 hits of doom. Hold on, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, hold on a sec. You can, sweetie! Oh boy, you better take that D6 and hope it helps.
It's like, I got this, I can do this. And you go to step off the first step, you immediately forget about your claws, catch them on the edge of the step, and just Family Guy falls straight down.
I think since Rascal is trying to assist her, she should
Rascal,
probably get
Make
get
me a
a.
quick dexterity check.
Sure.
Oh god!
15.
Okay, with that, before she manages to completely faceplant, you manage to grab her. You don't manage to grab her around the chest, but you do manage to grab her by the tail so she doesn't fall all the way downstairs. She does, however, just kind of collapse to your knees and then fall back into your arms and just gazes up into your little face going, oh. It's adorable, it's romantic, but she's in a very awkward position and it kind of hurts her legs.
It didn't work, sweetie. I didn't balance.
Don't worry.
Bing, would you mind assist the two? I think they might
Bings and
they might
Rascals help.
benefit.
He's managed to get down the stairs
Look
without
at it this way.
any more issues.
So basically, Jernus, what you're saying is, once again, the stairs have proved to be our mortal enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they
After
never
the
have
first
proven
set
to be
of-
mine.
After the first flight of stairs, you seem to get a little bit more used to your new height. It's more the height that's throwing you. Things are a lot lower than they should be. And you feel very bottom heavy because of your tail. But after a little while, you start to come around to yourself. You start to lift your leg a little bit higher than you're used to accommodate your longer feet and claws. You figure out that shifting your tail helps you balance, and you're able to walk relatively normally. He's managed to get back to the den where Hunter and Nola are waiting for you. And you hear the door from down below open up again. I thought you were coming. Come. I'm waiting.
Mads,
Yep.
Mads quickly gets to her. Retrieves from her pack her folded up green robes, the dark green ones with the black lines, and takes a dagger and chops the lower bottom of it off so it isn't like dragging hugely. So she's kind of like makes cutoff jeans, except like with a robe, and she's kind of like, and then like throws it over herself, and she does not take her staff because her staff has all these carved mushrooms at the top, and that would be very suspicious indeed.
Alright. If everyone is ready, we shall go. Come, little Bing. We have things
You
to do.
don't.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered that we're going with another complete stranger. I'm just glad we're getting out of this tavern. It feels like we've been in here for weeks.
Yes,
Bing kind of frees up.
I want to move.
Rascal.
Yes!
Mixia is totally trustworthy.
I trust you!
No, seriously. You met her dad.
Oh,
He was the one from the opera.
yeah, the big lion guy, I get it! Trust me, you're
Yeah.
not Ashford, I trust you!
So,
I still hear that.
use
You're
head.
locked with the stage whispers.
Use head down. Out of the... Oh god. Why have you done this to me? Roll 20. I just basically
Because
tried to
it's
copy
roll
and paste
20.
your characters and Nola is gone. There we are. Okay,
The
so
way she prefers it.
use
That's
head
something
out
like two.
of the tavern, making your way, weaving through the post-dinner rush, the post-lunch rush. Things are starting to ease off. There's a few people day drinking in the corner. You do see Cassandra in her dirty adventuring clothes again, hanging out with the kobolds for some reason.
Cassandra?
Or
Do you mean Clara? That's it.
Narendra.
She does it because her mother was so restrictive. She's
I
rebellious.
think Cassandra is her adventurer name. She thought Clara was too ordinary.
Yeah. So, you make your way out and start heading through the streets towards the Pink Flumph. And I can't remember what district it's in.
I believe it's in the I believe it's the castle ward.
I believe it
Could
is
be
the Castle
wrong.
Ward. I think you're right.
Right next to the Blue Oyster.
I will double check, but I think you're right.
It is, yeah.
And
Yeah,
you know what?
Mm,
I have no idea whether or not I'm right.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with the Blue Oyster. There's a cult there.
Don't fear the Reaper.
You're hilarious.
How many psychic wars have you been in?
Well, we should probably get you your stuff now that you have misplaced it.
Yeah, I should hope we're dressing up my hot kobold wife before we head on another death-defying adventure.
Yes.
Like, I'm really
by the
thankful
way-
at this point.
When Nixia was downstairs, did you look in the bag she's left you?
I'm fairly certain Bing did, but I'm.
Bing has not. He's not in it yet.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, he's just gonna take a peek inside.
Okay, there are 2 potion vials.
Neat.
Mm.
I'd like you to add 2 potions of greater healing to your inventory.
Okay, Bing is gonna take one of the potions. Okay, we've got another potion of healing here, so who wants it?
I think our newest druid friend should hold on to it.
Okay.
I don't really need potions.
Your life has been threatened, like, near fatally in twice in the past day. Please take the potion, sweetie.
Okay.
It is just a measure of precaution, and if things go worse for anyone else, especially your dear Rascal, yes, then you have the means to rescue him.
Of course. I understand.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm just trying.
Strange Ashward.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Rascal could make a jibe comment at this point, but chooses not to in this case. This time, you're spared.
Ashworth looks over to Rascal and shrugs. I don't know what your problem is. Right now.
Well, it's a good thing I don't want us to indulge in 3 hours of drama again and want to get the job done, so... Well, we'll talk about it never. I'll just get over it.
We will be able to discuss your disagreements later on, I hope.
Maybe after we kill some people who deserve it. You ain't getting nothing right now.
Is this a conversation you're having as you're walking down the main streets?
If Alfred continues pushing it, yes.
Well, we should get going.
Do you want me to throw you a bone?
No, because you would throw it at my head.
Bones, there are no bones here.
You're not wrong.
You are
So-
very strange individuals. I can see why you are not public members of the Harpers.
Yes,
Yeah, but
I'm
they
a member of the Harpers.
Rascal looks pissed as shit as that, but continues to bite his tongue.
Yeah, but then Mads changes the subject by going, but I do need clothes. I do need real clothes.
Very well. I know a good place that does good clothes for those of She like, looks to herself. out of normal proportions, yes? Come with me. This place my father and I go. And as she's walked down, she veers off to a side street in the wide and takes you to a shop named Shapes and Sizes. It appears to be staffed by a furbog, but inside you just find an absolute variety of clothing that seems to be aimed less for the traditional humanoid shapes of gnomes and halflings and humans and such, but seems to be those of more exaggerated or greater proportions. There are clothes there for Goliaths, there are clothes there that would fit Nyx quite well. There's a large selection of Kobold regalia. There's
Nads just comes in and says,
clothes
I probably
there with
shouldn't
extra
wear...
long arms for bugbears and such.
And she says, I probably needn't wear green and black anymore. I'm thinking yellow. I'm thinking yellow robes.
I'm back.
Hello.
So she goes to the shopkeep and says that she wants to get something, the brightest yellow robes for a kobold that they have.
Okay. We'll say for the sake of brevity, they managed to get you something close to it. They couldn't give you anything overly formal. They gave you something that's suited for wear and tear. You have
That's what she wants.
A small white undercoat with a yellow vest, and then a small, I would say almost pinstripe type skirt. It's not a set of robes. It's more a separate outfit: skirt, shirt, vest.
She'll take it.
It'll run you about 9 silver.
And she pays.
Okay.
She calls Rudolph and takes it and then gives Rudolph a little scritch under the chin and says, "We have such exciting adventures, Rudolph. It's going to be great." And then she goes to pay. And then she runs in as best she can, stumbling and catching her tail on things as she goes to get to the changing room and changes in her outfit and comes back and says, "At last, Kulroth the Seer is ready to face the world."
You said 9 silver?
Mm-hmm.
All right, deducted those from Rudolph.
Okay.
I gotta say, that compliments your figure real nicely.
Kulroth kicks her hip out to the side and then walks past Rascal as if she's ignoring him. But she isn't.
She walks past you, trying to look all cool and collected, and only then do you realise that she's dragging a rack of clothes stuck on her tail.
Rascal doesn't care about that. He really doesn't care about that performance.
Nope. She looks amazing. Seth, I sent you a whisper, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just replying to it now.
Excellent. So, you get that quite nicely. Nyx has been chatting away with Bing on the outside. Mostly awkward flirting. But
Ashwood's standing outside as well, trying to look about as bothered as someone who's not bothered. Didn't know where I wanted to go with that.
yeah, I couldn't think of anything to finish that as well there. So yes. Well then,
Yeah.
if the lady is ready, let us continue. I
Well,
assume you are happy
thank
with your
you.
choice?
Thank you so much. And she does a slow turn, but she looks like she's wearing snowshoes because she still isn't really sure how to walk. So she's like kind of stomp, stomp, stomp in a circle like Jan Brady.
Like wearing flippers.
Yeah.
This is where I tend to get my clothes, and they fit quite nicely. And she gives her silken overshirt a nice little flit. But anyway,
You look lovely. Let's
Thank
go
Let us
protect what's ours.
Don't you need a staff as well, lady?
No. I've changed how I do things. I don't think I'll need that.
All right, it is after all your choice, not mine.
So,
Mads flips the double daggers out of her belt, puts them back.
Well, that's one way to do things.
Very well. Now then, we are a few streets away, my friends. Come to me. And she motions you to step into a small archway leading into an alley between two buildings. Now, how would you like to play this, yes?
Well, Bing, do you want to explain it? Because it seems some people
Mads
disagree with
raises,
my idea.
Do you want
Mads
to sneak
raises
in,
her
or do you
hand.
want to pretend to be investors, or do you want to pretend to play the rates? How do you want to do?
Well,
Mads,
like
I don't mean.
I
Sorry,
asked her to.
sorry to interrupt, guys. I really have to interrupt. I'm not trying to be rude. Mads, or Kolrath, raises her clawed hand, gestures to Rascal, puts a hand out to the others like, you all shut up, and looks at Rascal and says, Rascal, how do we want to play this?
man, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really filled in on the whole scheme here. But, we... Both ideas are valid. Investors, yeah, we have a fair bit of gold. We could probably pull that off, especially if we flash our money around. Players, well, playwrights. Well, I can certainly do something like that, but I haven't exactly got a scheme. I haven't got a pitch.
Mads raises her hand and looks at the others again and says, perhaps I am Kolrath the Seer, mad playwright, and I've had a vision of great success. And then she looks at the others like, now you can talk.
Bing briefly looks to Nixie and he's kind of thinking, could we use your connections to kind of solidify this, or...
Sorry.
Well, basically Bing is trying to work out if it's worth kind of flashing the family name around, so to speak.
It is possible. My father has been very well known due to the opera, and he has, how you say, taken a taste to the arts. He likes to listen to the songs and the plays, so if I drop his name, it does imply money. And Uncle Salazar's name is also worth a lot too. So if you like, we can pretend to want to hire the theater company, or perhaps offer to invest in their play if they can embrace us.
That's what I'm thinking. We can say we've got a play we're currently in the middle of writing a play. We have a possible investor in a couple of very wealthy Waterdeep noble families. We might be able to sneak in.
Ashwood takes a moment and then looks at it's still stuck with Mads, but
Kolrath.
Kolrath, I know.
Known as Mads.
Yeah, Tafcam, yeah. Kolrath, he takes a long look towards Rascal and Kolrath. Well, it is your decision.
Am I a mad playwright?
Well, let's face it, we're all mad here.
Yes. Yes?
Speak for yourself.
There,
I'm
that's-
perfectly sane and I have the certificate to prove it.
She leans into Rascal and does a nose-to-nose nose rub.
Oh, you do it.
And then she says, I feel vibrations. The vibrations are telling me this is the theater where my masterpiece will see fruition.
I'll be blunt. Let's just bullshit it. I mean, the time of plans has passed since,
Yes.
they tend to get ignored.
Not anymore, sweetie. Not anymore, Berry Bunny. Let's go. And Mads starts marching, or Kolrath starts marching in.
Yep, ditto.
It is as my father says. Everyone has planned until punched in face. Let us go. This will be fun.
Yeah, let's punch him in the face.
Perhaps not on the. Well,
Not
if things go bad,
literally.
yes. If things go bad, yes, punch. But otherwise, hold the punch. Punch with words first. Okay. I love Nex. Should have brought her under. Okay, so let's get you in here. It is taking me a long time for these screens to load, so please
That's
bear with
okay.
me.
Yes,
No
and during the load time, I do want to apologize to everyone for interrupting. I'm sorry. Mads has been trying to get that moment put in, like, in character. She's been pissed about some stuff involving people ignoring Rascal, so that I appreciate all your patience with that.
Okay.
Well, sure you picked a moment where Rascal isn't really in a leading mood.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
Okay. So, you finally make your way down through the streets. As it is still, well, I would say now it is pretty much moving on to the mid-afternoon at this point. It has took you quite a while to get here after your day's conversations. So it'll be close to maybe 3, 4. As you approach the theater, you notice that the excuse me, the theater itself does seem to be closed up. There are a number of posters advertising shows, but the dates have already passed, and there's a poster promising that new plays are upcoming in the upcoming days. It was listed here what the shows were, but they're not here.
Oh god, I need to know that, yes.
Okay, so there are posters on the outside showing 2 shows that are upcoming. One is called Meet the Goodberries, and the other is Kiss of the Lamia. He's having a look at the posters. It seems that the posters of Meet the Goodberries are talking about a large halfling family engaged in criminal activity. The poster is a couple of halflings running away from an overly exaggerated shadow holding a lantern, whilst clutching his chest with gold coins spilling out of the side.
Didn't know they told the story of my family in that play.
The latter seems to be a more serious and tragic tale about an evil prince who's been banished to the desert and then charmed by a lamia. The poster depicts the lamia itself half lying on a boulder whilst looking down at a prince in a woe is me pose with a grin like a predator surveying prey.
Nice romantic story.
So as you
I
approach,
honestly thought you said llama, and I was like, what?
Lamia. I can't pronounce it right. It is Lamia. Lamia. It's more of a like a desert creature. Let me see if I can get a picture of it.
I believe Lamia is the correct pronunciation.
Yeah,
Lamia.
it's basically half snake woman, basically.
Okay.
A bit like a naga.
The bottom half is snake.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people get it confused with the Miela, which is the other way around. I'm joking!
Oh, actually,
Pity.
in 5e, there are 2 versions. One is the snake, and one is almost like a sphinx, like a lion centaur, where the body of the lion, and then
it's one of those things where the actual mythological creatures got back confused with half a dozen others as well. So
we'll go with the cat centaur version. So, as Rascal barges through the doors.
Yep.
The lobby is open. It is empty. It appears that there's no shows currently in production for today. However, you do hear the rumblings of voices a little further in. As you enter into the lobby, it's decorated with a plush red carpet with ornate wallpaper. You do see there are several painted wooden mannequins dressed in fancy costumes, one of which appears to be wearing a headdress that appears on the Lamia's picture on the poster outside. The others seem to be dressed in clothes that do look reminiscent of things you've seen on the posters, and assume that they are costumes used by the main characters in the plays. As you go in, you notice that there is a ticket booth here and here, and stairs leading upwards. At the moment, the stairs are both blocked by a velvet rope.
Velvet rope.
The ticket booths
Korath.
themselves are the old style, where it's not so much just a window and a wall. It is a door where the door can be, the top half can be opened while the bottom half stays closed. This one is currently closed with a little sign over the window saying it's closed. This one has the top half open, and you can hear someone muttering from further inside.
And at that, Korath looks over to Rascal and lifts herself up as best she can with her new posture and says, "Yes, patron," she says, and she reaches up to touch her head and says, "The vibrations have assuredly led me here. This will be the site of my great triumph. My play! A play celebrated across the realms, from the Isles of Ultima to the shores of Garriott."
Are you done?
Oh, that's just the beginning, my friend.
Look, we're not currently hiring at the moment. If you do wish to take part in auditions, they are available from starting tomorrow.
Oh,
But we were
Madam, she is,
playwrights.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
You're welcome. You're forgiven.
I'm sorry, who are you lot, and why were those doors not locked?
"Introduce me, patron," she says to Rascal, and then looks
This,
at this
my
little rider.
friend, is Korath, the mad playwright. Fantastic operas and grandiose epics plucked from the weave itself. A viewing pleasure.
I see
Huh.
the truth behind the artifice, and I turn the artifice back into truth. And she puts her hands up and glitters them out to her side.
Also, if that's too spicy for you, I have a little piece that's about a mystery trying to uncover the identity of a massive, criminal lord. But then, one guy... yeah, it's a really tragic story.
Right, okay. I see what's happening here. You're trying to sell your plays to me. Okay. This is my
Sell my
theatre.
praise.
I'll get the final word of what goes on, what doesn't, what gets thrown out the door. But I can't be asked to deal with you creative types. You're a bit of a particular breed. So how about we make a little appointment and you speak to one of my directors? Yeah?
Perhaps, if I may interject on behalf of Lady de Rochette.
By all
As you
means.
say Dervishay, you notice that this woman kind of leans out of the window and looks over at you, and then looks up at the large Leonin. He's like, "I'm sorry, what was you saying your name was?"
Lady de Rochette.
You said
Told
the
you, we
woman-
got big names signed onto our productions.
You see this
Korath
woman-
nods.
This woman's expression just kind of falls slightly, and as if you could hear just the windows shut down sound behind her head. Just, she straightens
And
up,
as she does,
back into the room, quickly brushes herself off, pushes open the door and strides out with the biggest smile you'd ever seen. And as she steps out, you notice she is actually wearing very high-class clothes. Her bodice and her skirt are just covered in embroidery and beading. She has these giant necklaces and large rings. As she steps around Rascal, and just walks towards Nixia and holds out her hand and says, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, my darling. I've heard so much about your family being friends to the arts. I had always hoped I'd had the chance to meet your father at some point." And she's just gone full big smile, and Nixia's just like, "Oh, okay." It's like, yes, it is, my father is a very busy man, and he has sent me out to have a look to see what we can find in terms of theater companies. Mr. She like kind of clicks and points to Rascal.
Skyreach, Rascal Skyreach.
Mr. Rascal Skyreach here. He has presented his ideas to my father, and my father has expressed a great interest in financing his play, including trying to find his a place to put on the production. Her eyes are like wide. Her like she's just this really nervous smile.
If I may interject here, Mr. Skyreach here and Kurath, the mad playwright, the seer and the mad playwright, as she puts it, they both formed a writing team of sorts, and both are working on the play. It is a riveting tale from what I know, what little I know.
Mr. Skyreach has suffered a personal tragedy that has inspired him to reach for the heights of the arts, and I foresaw his plight and traveled here at great personal expense to offer my literary services.
As the three of you are speaking, she's turning around and looking at you each in turn. If you want, you can roll an insight.
Yes, because Kolrath really wants to know how this is going over.
Art is pain. Not 20?
Okay.
Well, at least
Ashford,
she seems pleasant enough.
Perfectly pleasant smile. Rascal and Mads, you've seen this expression on people before. She's giving you the barest hint of civility because you're friends with the money. She's trying to impress the money.
Yeah.
That's nice. Anyway.
And at that, Kolrath reaches out a hand, wiggles her fingers just slightly, and says, "I sense a lack of sincerity. Nixie, or Lady, how do you pronounce it?
Durashai.
Miss Durashai. She is insincere," and she puts a hand to her forehead, closes her eyes, and says, "The vibrations begin to fade. I begin to think that this may not be the right location.
We'll just have to find another more refined establishment for our works."
Let's not be so hasty. We have quite a theatre production. As I say, I'm not much of a patron of the arts myself. That was more my husband's wheelhouse. May the Lord rest him. Perhaps you could go speak to my director. He's much more in tune with, as you say, the artistic ways. Please, we're just doing a rehearsal scene. Why don't you go in and have a little chat with him?
That seems...
This way, please, follow me.
This seems acceptable, and Kolrath says loudly, "But, Lady Durashai, if this woman is discourteous to anyone, for the entirety of our production, I will demand a new location. I must have from her courtesy always to myself and all staff. Is that understood, Lady Durashai?"
I would expect no less. I like everyone who is in my employ to be treated fairly.
And then she leans into the lady who's leading us and says, "You will be courteous always to everyone, and who knows who's watching. I'm wealthy and I pay people to pay attention for me." And then she keeps moving.
Yes, madam. And you can tell she's desperately trying to avoid sneering at you at this point.
Deception 15, but, you know.
As you head in, Dura just kind of elbows Bing and goes, "I like this one. She's very dramatic, but I like her."
Yeah, she reminds me a lot of Lucy.
Yes. Lucy is a... Yeah, yes, I think they will be good friends. Anyway, let us go and speak to this director, yes? Oh, this is fun. Okay.
After you, ladies. Miss Whitbo, Miss Scaletta.
So, Anuske leads you into the theatre room. Let me just bring another specky in here. To light
Yes!
up. As you
This
enter,
will do!
this room is rather large. Just let me quickly get the description. You see that there are 7 tiered rows, so there's a good head clearance for each row. There are, very cushioned and well upholstered seats lining the whole well. You can see up on the stage behind, just in front of a large red set of curtains, are painted backdrops and props on the stage. You do see that on the stage is a woman wearing armor and what appears to be a woman deathly pale in a tattered dress. Her hair seems sleek. She appears to be holding a heart in her hand, and there's blood running down her cheeks as the woman in armor is shouting at her.
Ooh, a dress rehearsal.
It's like, "Foul beast, you will taste my blade!" Foolish hero, you... And then up the top you see just this halfling man just putting his head in his hands. He's like, "You foolish hero want to be, you will never defeat my... Will you learn your lines, you hack? Who are you? You... Get away from my stage!"
About the specific lines, just getting the feeling of the character!
And then Kolrath looks up at the actress and says, "Don't mind me." And stares. "Yes?" Then she turns and says, looks over here to right here and puts her arms up and says, "Yes, yes, yes! This will do! This will most certainly do! I can see it." And she's like looking around and she says, "The flower creatures here. Here, the chorus of wisdom. Here, hell itself. Yes, from out of the darkness, the hand of the Redeemer shall appear to punish those who have lived in sin and return to the watery depths of the hells. Yes, I feel it, patron. I feel it. This will be where we will perform."
What is going on? Who are you people? The owner kind of leans over and just starts whispering hushedly to the halfling. And then steps away, and the halfling looks very annoyed. And then looks up to the Nexia and then down to Rascal. "I'm told you have a play you want me to look at." "Very well. It'll give my actors a moment to learn their lines." The woman dressed as a vampire just scurries behind the stage. The woman in armor just sits down and ticks off part of the chest piece, looking rather annoyed. You get the feeling this is not the first time they've rehearsed this scene today.
Is this the actress who forgot their lines?
No, it was the vampire who forgot her lines.
Okay.
Yes, well, as I was saying, if it is not too much to ask, we would like to have a little look around and see what the theater is capable of providing to my dear friend's show. Yes. Oh, well, I suppose that could be arranged at the moment. Yeah. See, the owner's just kind of looking around. She's just all smiles for Nixia as the director just stomps over and looks up Rascal up and down. Well, where's your screenplay?
Haven't had a chance to write it yet.
Oh, and then Colrath
That's not good
adds,
to me.
points
If
to
you
her
want me to
head
review
and
these
says,
things, I'll need a written screenplay.
and she says, it's not for reading. It's a new process. You create the structure of the world. People are trapped in that world. They are trapped in their characters, and it changes depending on what the audience reacts to.
Yeah,
It
it's very
is-
art house, very much improv theater.
Yes, it's all like for instance, give me, tell me an object, and tell me an object. Yes, an object.
The director just kind of squints at you and looks around for a moment, and then just points to the tiny pseudo dragon who is perched here and is now just staring at Rascal.
Can I help you, electronic sir?
Perhaps Ms. Delano and I will discuss the possibility of hiring in the theater. Well, our colleagues in the quality department. Yes, the quality assurance people. She turns and looks at Hunter and Nola. Have a look around and make sure that everything is up to our safety standards. Yes. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yes, everything must be safe and courteous.
Say the owner just shoots you a glare. Okay then. So, Miss Delano, perhaps come and speak with me over here. Yes, I would like to hear more about your yes. See the woman, before Nixie even finishes her sentence, the woman is already striding over and sitting down and starts blabbing on about how she intends to improve the theatre in the long run. So, Hunter.
Colrath looks over at Rascal and says, I should need to see the basement. That's where the energy will be.
There is no basement. Oh, sorry, wrong accent. There's no basement. We don't have a cellar.
Oh, yeah.
So, while Rascal and Colrath are
Well,
currently
where do you
distracting...
store your props?
How do you make things emerge from the depths?
People. Cam. While Rascal and Colrath are distracting the director, Nixia is distracting the owner.
Sorry.
This allows Ashford, Hunter, Nola, and Bing to move around. Depending on how much time you get to do this will now depend on a deception and performance roll from Rascal and Colrath. So, the question now is, before you roll, do you want to roll individually, or do you want one of you to roll while the other gives you assistance and gives advantage?
Hey, I should roll these with advantage because I have high numbers for these and expertise.
You do know
Maz is
that
just going to babble nonsense and try to distract everyone as best she can because that's what she's been doing the whole time.
natural double ones do exist.
And they're
Yes, of course I do.
hilarious.
But
All right.
Out of everyone here, I have the best chance to do this.
Ashwood gives you a thumbs up.
Okay.
See, good rolls, even without being given advantage.
So,
Very good rolls, but shit.
Thank you.
Rascal,
Yeah, so while like Colrath is babbling on,
Rascal and Kolrath managed to successfully distract and charm the director to the point where he does actually genuinely seem interested in the play that they are proposing, seemingly fascinated by Kolrath's wacky description of what was going on. So, while these people are distracted, what is Ashward, Nola, Bing, and Hunter doing? You now have a short time to explore.
Short time.
Everyone else supposed to go first, so I'm having to reload.
Okay.
For some reason, Roll20's been very slow with me.
I think Nola is going to click on over here and see if that.
You want to check the door?
Okay. As you enter that door, you notice that there is
that
a
a
sign
problem?
there.
No, it's just that it's...
There's a... I need to reload on this screen as well because it's not refreshing.
It says... I think that the sign that says emergency exit is rather a clue.
Yeah, there is a sign there to say exit to street emergencies only.
Well, now she knows.
Well, and Hunter is going to make her way up row here.
Chris Ashwood is going down
Do you just
2 rows
clamber
lower.
over the owner and Nexia as they're talking?
Oh shoot! Someone's standing there.
This fella seems to be crouching down and doing repair
being
work on
kind.
the front row of the front row of seats there. He's got needle and thread and is currently patching what appears to be a hole.
Ashwood signals to Hunter, you go in there, and I go over here, and try to figure out if I can get on and behind the stage.
So Hunter makes her way in here. And... Yep, those stairs just go down, that's what I thought.
Those stairs are over the top of one of the ticket offices and go back down to the main foyer.
So,
Ashford,
Hunter makes her way.
that corridor has a closed door to the right and one further on down to the left.
He would assume, given that it's a double door, that it's one of the access doors to the theater itself, and he chooses to take the one that is to the right of the map.
Okay. You can pass through that with no problems.
We'll join him.
Yeah, Bing's to go with them as well.
Why do I have the feeling that we'll have a full party over here soon?
Okay. Just let me inspect
You
here.
see, is Roll20 being really slow for everyone else?
It's being for me, yeah. I just had to
A little bit.
swap to my Ethernet connection.
Ashwood's looking to his right currently. There's a door there in the southern wall, or what looks like the southern wall.
Okay. This one here, again, as the door to the north, that says exit to street, emergency exit only.
Well, in that case, he presses on and makes his way to the prop storage area.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. I forgot to put in a door because I'm an idiot.
It's the prop room.
Yeah, pretty much. As you step in here, that's literally what it is. It's just filled with fake daggers, swords, other props, a few other prop weapons and shields.
Well, certainly one of them looks like aluminum foil.
It seems like the whole area has been painted black as well, so that whenever it's open, it isn't visible by the audience. There's also a few masks as well of what appears to be an orc with his ear cut off. It's paper mache. It's not very convincing. At least up close. From the stage, it would probably look decent.
Okay, that's the stage. I'm vocalizing his thought process right now, so just so no one is confused. So that's probably the stage. The step up is kind of a clue. And then that's probably... Well, Ashwood carefully tries to open the door.
Okay, there's no resistance to that door.
He's trying to be as stealthy as possible. Okay, someone's there.
You open up the door as you see the woman who was on stage from before. She's just kind of slouched in a couch. She's got a few sheets of paper spread across her knee. The heart that she had been holding is just kind of like on the ground next to a glass of water. She kind of glances up and goes, "Does the director need me back?"
No, not right now. Not right now.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. And she just ignores you and goes back to reading the paper, and you see she's mouthing her lines. But in here, there's just the 3 mismatched couches, there's a stained beige rug, the walls are painted in light green.
Ah, so that's why they call it a green room.
Pretty much, yeah.
And yeah, I know that's actually why they call it a green room, because it's usually green. I've been in green rooms that have been white. Long
What did those
story.
rooms see?
As you
Pardon?
step out of the northern door there, you see a long corridor, and there are a number of doors on the right. From the left, this doorway onto the left, you see a few levers that appear to be connected to pulleys that are holding up the backdrops, and you can hear Colwraith get very enthusiastic about her improvisational theatre, as she calls it. Just sort
Well,
of
it's the point when
echoing
the
around
audience-
auditorium.
The players, the extra players at this point, come in from the different doorways, and they all amass toward the audience as an announcement is given that the Yellow Kings of Madness have now taken control of this very theater and sent it tumbling into a new kind of abyss.
Okay then. So, ignoring that, Hunter, is there anything you'd like to do? Or
That's
Nola?
what she's talking about.
Did Nola just kind of stop at that door, or did she move on?
First of all, she wanted to figure out if the door is typically locked and whether it can be opened from the outside.
As you approach, the door is actually locked, yes.
Good.
You get the feeling that it's locked during, well, there's no performances there.
Okay, that's pretty much what she wanted to find out.
You didn't want to sneak away, would you?
Why would I want to sneak away? I have nothing to hide at all.
To be honest, you wouldn't be able to hear. You probably wouldn't be able to fully
Why
hear
are you
if
having this
Ashwood were
conversation
whispering.
across the auditorium?
No, that's actually. Look, I mean, I'm not using the accent, so it's the player talking.
You were using the
That's very confusing. It's a cross-dimensional conversation.
Was I? I'm terribly sorry. It wasn't the play. It was the player talking.
Really, sometimes I drop my characters' voices, and you guys still think I'm talking in character, so it works both ways.
True.
Indeed. And yes, the intelligence check was there for him to get at least an idea of what Kulrath is doing.
As she's distracting the director.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
making
but-
up increasingly nonsensical things just to keep him going as long as
And then-
possible.
To be honest, for Ashwood, it might have made sense.
And then the Dragon Knight entrusts the egg of truth to his friend, but then he smashed it on top of his head, and then he transforms into a gesture and runs around healing people with a sheep splatter on a stick.
That's exactly what she's doing right there.
That was Rascal.
Hunter, what are you doing?
I don't know. What is Hunter doing? She's gonna keep following the same path that Ashwood was. Just coming in through here.
Okay.
And the only thing I see a person there.
Yeah. You would have heard her talking to Ashford. At the moment, she is completely ignoring you and seems to be getting really frustrated over her inability to learn her lines.
Okay, so Hunter just makes her way into, I guess, the dressing rooms.
Ashford, if you are investigating in there, I would need you to roll me an investigation check. Or actually, no, just go perception, seeing as you're glancing around the room.
First of all, perception. Okay.
And Hunter will do the same with the second room.
Okay.
So,
You have a look around the room. You see the 3 tables ahead of you, the 3 stools, and a few bits and pieces of costumes and makeup. Other than that, you'd notice nothing out of the ordinary in this room. Hunter,
okay.
You have pretty much the same. There's just some pieces of costumes in this wardrobe, and the 3 tables with snippets of scripts stuck to the mirrors, bits of makeup.
Ashwood pops out, gives a quizzical look to Hunter, as if to say, "You found anything?"
shakes their head.
Let's move on
Okay.
then.
Okay, if you want to have a look
Mind if
around,
I pass
roll
by?
another perception check.
Why not go this one? Okay. So, and
I see jack shit.
As you have a look in around, you see nothing different.
player wasn't paying attention. What exactly are we supposed to be looking for?
You've been told that there's a possible entrance to an underground vault somewhere in this building.
Okay, well,
Ashwood shrugs.
Hunters. Not sure what. You know what? We'll move on. Next 2.
All right. Fairly
Don't find
certain.
Might not be in plain sight. Hopefully we get. Oh, god damn it.
All right.
Medium.
You just have a little look around the room. Ashford, you find nothing out of the ordinary in this one. Hunter, as you peer into this room, do you notice these 2 dressers appear to be scattered with clutter, the rest of them? This one, not so much.
Okay. So she's going to step in and investigate. Surprised with a 5, I saw that.
Okay. You step forward and have a good look around. As you noticed as you looked in, that this desk doesn't appear to have a lot of wear and tear on it where the others do. But as you step closer, you notice the reason it hasn't been used is because there's a bit of mold staining it. You get the feeling that nobody wants to work around a moldy bench. It's unusual because where's the mold coming from? As you glance down, you realise that there appears to be a small damp spot around the carpet. You also notice that the carpet itself has a different feel to it underneath this desk.
Alright, so Hunter is going to feel around the carpet and see if she can lift any part of it up.
Okay. You push the desk out of the way. Get salted by the smell of mold, it's horrible. And you notice that the carpet itself very easily peels away from the wall. And you find a trapdoor. Trapdoor, it took you a little bit to see because it is absolutely caked with dust and a little bit of mud from the dampness that appears to have maybe seeped up from below at some point and then just seeped into the carpet and has been there ever since. But you get the impression that this hasn't been opened in a long time.
Bing is going to very carefully indicate for them to put the carpet back down.
Which
Well,
Hunter does.
Oh yeah, you said you were following them, but your roll 20 was...
Yeah, for some reason Roll20 isn't letting me move my token.
Oh, okay.
So
I would say you were trailing behind.
Bing just goes, if we can get rid of the evidence of the mold and leave no clue this is here, we know where it is, no one else will.
Huh? Ashwood's currently popping out of the room. Pretty much. I didn't find anything.
Well, like I said, we now know where this trapdoor is, but we don't need to go down there just yet. We need the keys. All we do is...
Ashwood nods because he suddenly has become aware of something. They're behind the stage. Thing about theaters is sounds from the stage reach pretty far.
Yes, but sounds from a stage are designed to go amplified in one direction.
Yes. But we're not far away from an access to the stage. That's his thought process. Because all of a sudden he's getting a little bit paranoid.
Which is why Bing is indicating for them to very carefully put the carpet back.
Which Hunter does.
Bing is going to use prestidigitation. I'm pretty certain he's got prestidigitation.
Ashford, would you like
Yes.
to roll me a perception check?
Oh, why do I have the feeling someone is coming up behind us?
Yeah, Bing's just going to very quickly prestidigitate the mold away.
Ashwood sees probably fairly little.
Okay. You have a glance around. You don't see anyone. But you've been keeping your voice low, so... you're pretty sure you're okay.
So yeah, Bing basically gets rid of any evidence that there might be something there.
Okay.
Ashwood is slowly Ashwood is blinking slowly.
So you
Like a
clean up the
thought
desk.
like a thought is forming in his head, but he's not entirely convinced of it.
Okay. So Bing cleans up the desk to remove the mold as Hunter puts the mat down, pressing it in against the wall and then moving the table back over. It looks pretty good. It looks like he didn't move anything, and the desk now looks usable. However, it is still empty.
Oh,
Yes?
I was starting to worry I'd dropped my connection there.
alright. Munching on stuff.
Not a problem. I was just confused because you sounded like you were starting to say something and then stopped in the middle of it. Almost as if Ashwood had a glimpse of something and then completely dropped it.
Bing looks at Ashwood and Bing basically looks at Ashwood and Hunt and just goes, "Okay, so now we know where we got to look. We go tell the others that the place is up to scratch. We got found the room that
I would like to roll a perception check whether or not I saw that movement out of the corner of my eye.
Well, it's blocked by a curtain.
Okay. Well, I thought there might be a gap over here.
You can roll perception to see if you heard her move. But
Well,
yeah,
in that
there's a
case-
gap there. It's just I didn't want to draw in a wall in the curtain. Yeah, you heard someone moving down the stage.
We might have a problem here. We might have a little bit of a problem.
Oh,
And he indicates to the stage.
Alright.
Someone
Is
is
it,
walking around there. I have no idea who it is.
I get the feeling that might have been certain people going back to the stage.
I just hope that they... You know what, I better keep my mouth shut. I have been able to eat my foot enough times today.
Like I said, Lady Dorashai wanted us to have a quick look around, see if the place was up to scratch. And as far as we can tell, everything's alright. It all checks out fine.
Yes, however, I didn't find the toilets for the actors. Look, that is my excuse and I stick with it.
Excellent.
Still one more room.
Besides, I think Lady Dorashai might want this room for herself.
Meanwhile, Nola, you've been watching whatever this has been for some time, and you get the impression that they're now starting to finish up. The director seemingly has some suggestions on Rascal's screenplay. Seems fascinated by Colrath's suggestions about improvisation added in. But at some point, Rascal and the director got into a bit of an argument about what would look better on the stage and how things would be done on the stage. But eventually, they've come to a begrudging agreement. And the conversation up here has dried up. Nixie is just sitting there with a strained, polite smile, while this woman is constantly boasting about their theatre and their arts, but mostly she's name-dropping other rich people she knows.
As is customary.
As is customary, she is name-dropping. So, you get the feeling that perhaps you should warn your friends that they don't have much time left.
Okay, Nola is going to kind of settle back here and carefully try to raise a hand and then thinks better of it and then looks around and then tries to raise the other hand and realizes that is absolute nonsense and then very gently tries to tip Colrath on the shoulder. It is over there. I think that I'm talking and stuff.
Ah. So the key, dear director, is simply this. We wish for the audience to leave the theater not entirely sure that the play has truly ended. It goes with them throughout their lives.
See,
Unless they
that's
wanna
the point I try to make to people. I want my plays... Why is he suddenly Brian Blessed? I don't care. I want my plays to stay with people in their hearts and their souls.
Yes, exactly. It's important to have something in your soul. And that something is art!
Okay, so, Nola, you get the feeling there's not a lot of time left for this conversation. It is petering out. Do you wish to try and warn your other friends that they should stop poking around?
She certainly wants to. Clea is trying to think of something.
I mean, they're out of range of message, aren't they? 120 feet, yeah, they're probably way out of range.
I think what Nola is actually going to do is try to create a distraction, which pains her a lot. But she's just gonna take a step back and then make a running start and run against the wall over here, going, "Ow! My tender flesh! I've hurt myself terribly! Ow! Ow!"
Meanwhile, behind the stage, you hear Nola squealing for help.
Oh my, something's happened.
Dear Nola, are you well?
Careful,
I'd say-
dear. Did you trip? Are you alright?
It's so dark in
Okay.
here that I didn't see the wall and I kind of ran into it and now I have dented my precious soft skin.
I'd say Bing takes advantage of this opportunity to lead Hunter and Ashwood back to where Nola and the others are. Is everything alright?
Okay. Which way
So,
do you go?
do we go via stage exit center or do we go the long way round?
I would say we go via the quickest way.
So we go stage center.
Yeah.
Well, Ashwood notices one of the actors standing in the wing. He has an idea where to look, I presume.
If you want to roll a perception check to see if you can see what they're doing.
All right. That'll be a perception check 15.
Okay. As you squint down, you see that this actor is currently struggling to remove her her armor for just basically getting out of it. She seems to have got her hair stuck in some of the fake chainmail and is just grumbling.
They should stick with knitted wool.
Can you still not move, Bing? Do you need me to move you out?
And Ashwood is actually trying to make his way behind the, being a little bit out of sight, at least.
Okay.
Same with Hunter.
Roll me stealth checks with advantage, as
Because
there is
I'm
a distraction happening.
That'll be a 21.
18, not bad. I hope it's enough.
Ashford and Hunter, you're able to slip down from behind the curtain and emerge without drawing any attention to yourself. You alright, Seth?
Yep. Bing's not basically just because basically they've had permission to look around the place, so.
So you just drop down and make a clatter. Fair enough.
I won't say he jumps down. He kind of lowers himself down.
Alright. So
He's just not being stealthy about it.
You skitter down, face no real problems. You have to kind of like sit in your butt, roll over, and scoot down because the stage is pretty high, but you're able to get down without any real issues. Now, Nola, as you are lying there complaining about your totally bruised flesh, the owner is kind of looking, not so much looking concerned for you, but is looking concerned at Nixia's possible reaction to her friend getting hurt. Nixia has kind of crouched down and is like, "You all right, my friends?"
I believe I'm only slightly hurt, and I'm not losing any of my very most fluids. But I should probably go home and maybe lie up down.
Yes, that sounds like a fantastic idea. Perhaps it is a good time for us to depart and discuss this with my father about possible investment. Yes, we should. You should take our dear friend. And she looks down at you.
Hello.
You mean? I'm sorry, Nola.
Nola.
Did you get yourself hurt?
Nola. Yes, we should probably take our friend Nola home. Yes. We can discuss things later.
Oh.
And Nixia crouches down, wraps an arm around your back, and puts the other under your legs, and just lifts you. Says, "Yes, we should probably go now. Yes." She really wants to get away from this woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kolrath looks over and then looks back at Rascal and says, "Yes, the visions I've been experiencing make me weary. Patron, take me back to a restful place. I wish to recover."
With pleasure. We've had far too much spirited discussion about the arts today.
Yes, it's wearying. I suppose we will, assuming everything works out, we'll give you money. If things don't work out, then we won't. I will discuss it with the appropriate parties. Thank you.
So much content.
I will write up stage directions that I believe will work quite well with this. We will discuss this at a later date. Right now, I need to focus on the... Where the bloody hell did those two go? It just
Oh, and
starts
one other
marching
thing.
towards the stage.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Never mind that. So it's like,
Two?
It's
and
like
then Kolrath heads right out, like past everyone, holding her head, her clawed fingers to the sides of her head, like she's just being overwhelmed with visions.
I think the vampire actress is currently still reviewing her lines. Probably.
Oh, apparently I've been having a lot of issues with things going missing in the stream. That's madly annoying.
Yeah, I think because Roll20 seems to be behaving for me now, so I think it could have been Roll20 messing around.
No, apparently my stream has been buffering a lot.
Yeah, but that's a Twitch problem, I believe. They've had due to their newer measures against certain types of software being used, they might be trying new techniques to keep them from working, and that leads to purple screens of Twitch death and disconnections, unfortunately. And yes, that's the guy who knows a little bit about software, talking.
That's very annoying. Poor Frux. He's probably not enjoying this. But, anyway. As you head outside, you know, is it worth me trying to restart the stream?
Probably not. Probably it's just...
It usually starts buffering again after about 10 or so minutes.
No, I
stream
think
itself.
I'm still having some problems with Roll20. Still going slow, but it's not as bad as it was.
That's madly annoying. Anyway, so you head outside. You see Alcasta is still trying to sweet talk Nixia, while Nix is just holding Nola, going, "Yes, we will discuss. We will discuss later. Yes, I must see to my friend. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. I'll try and contact you. No, I will contact you. Do not worry. We will deal with this. Oh, all right. Well, have a nice day. I do hope your friend's okay. Okay, bye." And Nola's just out the door. Just go outside.
Nola and Nixia.
And next
Yeah,
even.
Bing is in hot pursuit.
Yeah, we're all kind of making tracks now.
Okay.
I am never working with that man.
Understood.
Let's get away from here before we start discussing things. Yes, my friend Nola, are you able to walk? Shall I put you down, or do you need me to carry you?
I think I can walk out this, and I was just hurt. I was hurt so bad that it mysteriously reduced my weight, but I think I'm okay now.
You are exceptionally light. Perhaps you should have some meals in you. Yes.
Oh yeah, I eat all the time.
Yeah,
yes.
lots of tasty meals. Yeah. So what do you think about to do with some?
We should probably make our way to our tavern and discuss things a little bit more in our in the privacy of our own home.
Yippee, more discussion.
Okay, give me a moment.
Do you want me to discuss it out in the streets?
Whatever works for you, Ashford.
Hold on a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I'm going to restart the stream to see if that helps Frogs. There we are. Okay. No, it's still terrible. Oh, it was worth a try. So, you return to the little archway you were in before. Next
Well,
is
okay,
kind of
that would work
looking
as
around.
well.
It says, well, I do not see anyone. There we go. I do not see anyone. Does anyone else see anyone? Roll perception checks.
Percepticons.
I mean, this is Waterdeep. I'm sure the walls will eat us if we lean against them.
Don't remind me of that incident.
It was literally yesterday.
Yes.
Considering I was the one it chewed on.
Wasn't it 2 days ago? Anyway.
I'm sorry, you're getting chewed on by a wall?
More
mimic.
more like a pipe.
It was a mimic disguised as a pipe.
Oh, that makes total sense. Yes.
And then at night, someone came back from the dead and accosted me and my wife.
Next, it just kind of blinks at you.
No, it was a day after.
Perhaps a story for another time.
Yeah.
She says, but the important thing to remember, sweetie, is that if it hadn't happened the way it was, and she gestures to herself and then to Rascal and then moves to try to hug him again.
Rascal will take the hug. You're a smoking hot kobold, sweetie. I just hate the method it took to get there.
She nods and says,
Bing kind of looks.
now, you'll be okay. I know you're not
Bing.
right. You'll be okay.
Bing looks at Nixon and just goes, "I'll explain everything later."
I'm not sure I want to know. Anyway.
Why?
There's more important things to talk about now, little Skyreach. I believe... Did you find anything? And she turns and looks at Hunter and Bing.
Okay, Bing kind of gets his voice as low as he can. We managed to find a trapdoor, which, considering they said they don't have a basement, leads me to think that they don't know it's there. Now, the trapdoor, the furniture in there had a little bit of a mold problem. I cleared that up, so there's no evidence that points there may be a trapdoor in there. So we know where the entrance to the vault probably is. And we try to leave it so that no one else will notice it.
Alright, okay, so we now know where it is. What do we do about this information? Do we try to get down in there, or do we try to sneak in? Do we try to just go straight in?
Unless we have a seven hand of a drow, we can't even get in.
Exactly.
We also need to bring the dwarf along with us.
Yes.
But I have an idea. Perhaps if Lady Dorasha would be interested in taking this particular room as her personal office, so to speak, during the production.
Where is this room? It was backstage, you say?
Yeah, it was backstage.
One of the dressing rooms.
I do not see a reason that they should be for... Unless we have one of the actors there. I do not see a reason why I would be in a dressing room as a patron.
Oh, please. You'd be this guest star. Everyone would love to see a big name like yourself in the production.
I am not a thespian, my friend.
Well, it's not unreasonable for writers to star in their own play.
There possibly is. But let me see. They are not starting up a new play for a few days, I saw on posters out front. I am not, as you say, an actor, so I don't think that will work on my end.
Well, we could we could always say that Mr. Skyreach is interested in being involved in the actual production on terms of being on the stage, and would like to spend a little time in one of the dressing rooms just to get a feel for the place.
The vibrations, yes.
Yes, I was about to suggest something along those lines as well.
The theater
Miss
will also be
Kuldrat,
closed these next few nights.
Perhaps when it opens, I should spend time there to help with my process. She clutches at her head with both hands. I'm feeling so inspired. And then she goes back to trying to massage Rascal's shoulders.
Also,
I will spin whatever bullshit yarn we have to get us in there. Enough said.
Yes.
Well,
We don't have time for anything complicated.
I like simple things, and simple things usually involve straightforwardness.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a nice change.
Let's
Yes.
find the hand and... Let's find the hand, secure the room, go down there. I want to end this. And she sounds totally lucid when she says that.
Very well.
You're
Well,
speaking my language now.
now we need to find... Did you say seven Drown's hand?
Yep.
Yes.
Where would we get one of those? I do not know any drow. Well, I know one drow, but they are definitely not going to give us our hands, and it's going to be hard getting it off him, seeing as he is a respected member of community. Good man, we're not hurting him.
Kolrath shrugs and says the only thing I could think of would be to ask my special friends, but they don't know I am alive.
Your special friends?
Yes, I died. I'm afraid I died.
Again,
His
it's a long,
Nexian just looks shocked.
it's a long story.
Ashwood is coughing a little. Certain individuals among your friends might be aware.
What do you mean?
I might have idea.
What's that?
I know one drow personally, and he is a good man. However, I have heard many rumors of not so nice drow. Those who work a little... You bad guys. The bad guys is best way to describe. A lot of them
Neat.
tend to end up in the jail or in the morgue. If you know someone who has access to one of those places, perhaps you may find something.
Oh.
Well, we know someone who was in a morgue. For all the authorities know, she should still be in there. Oh wait, no, they apprehended her. Shit.
Well, say, did the thingy? Did it specify whether the hand had to be fresh?
Nope,
No.
just a severed hand.
And
We could ask Mert.
Mert may not
Hey, could
know
you-
how they do this.
Well,
I mean,
I'm-
you don't talk
Get
to
us-
an
get us
necromancer.
to the more.
Do you know policeman?
that's kind of a sore subject, Nix.
Yeah, Korath is just like this growl at the back of her kobold throat.
Yeah, last time did not go as intended. And that is putting
I
it
feel
mildly.
like I am missing something.
Long
Zephyr.
story, we'll talk about it later.
At this point, as if she's telling a story, making it up, Korath fills Lady Dora in on the situation involving Miss Alia, who she just calls Chrissy. As they're walking.
And you tell him, you tell her about the apprehension and all that there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if she has been arrested, you say you know this other police person? Perhaps he can help?
Yes,
She looks
probably
over. She looks
Yes,
over at
I will gladly pester Barnabas Blast when if it gets this over and done with so we can go back to actually having a proper normal life. Well, I say going back, I've never had a normal life. Sure.
something new and exciting, right, sweetie?
Oh, you fucking bet. It'd be nice to just have a drink of kobolds and play my fucking lute.
Okay.
And have
First thing,
chocolate, right?
first thing, the three of us are doing tonight. We're going with Adi back to the Kobold Collective.
Oh god, are you serious?
I am serious.
Wait, we're actually going to have fun?
That's the idea.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Ashwood is struggling to follow the thought process right now.
And Korath kind of suddenly gets a shy look, and she says, "Well, I'll understand if you guys just want to go by yourselves."
No, you're a newly minted kobold now. You
That's
gotta
the
enjoy.
entire point.
Yeah.
You need to be immersed in the culture.
I mean,
after
it's
all.
really, it's gotta be new to me too. I've never had fun with kobolds before.
I have.
I need it.
Okay. So make sure I have proper plan here. You need to either find and disarm, so to speak, a drow, or
Yes.
find your way to see if there is already a deceased drow criminal that you could unhand, and then you go party like it is new century with the Kobold Collective.
To be honest, the Kobold party is kind of priority, at least for me. But yeah, we find the hand if we can find it today, but we are definitely doing the Kobold party tonight.
I'm glad Bing has his head on straight, because I was starting to think this freedom thing was just bullshit that people made up.
Okay, I like this plan. We still have time. So, hand,
I mean,
party, break into theater. I like this plan. This is fun plan.
okay. That sounds like a better plan than I could ever throw up, but then again.
I'm sure you'll be throwing up tonight.
Well, to be honest, with breaking the fear, we can kind of... Because we need to get all our eggs in one basket, so to speak.
So we basically go and have our final hurrah before we step into
Well,
the
we need to
maw
let
of the
a certain...
dragon.
Well, we need to let our locksmith know where we're needed. She's needed, don't we? Or should I say when she's needed?
Yes, she made some fuss in Mert's villa. It says that a bunch of people who claim to be harpers came and tried to convince her to work on an unusual lock. It was an interesting conversation that I totally didn't eavesdrop on.
But yeah, we need to let...
I'm being made to help with this.
But yeah, we need her there. Otherwise, there's no point in getting a hand. And I doubt she'll be able to come out until tomorrow.
Fair enough. So, how do you want to get hand? I am okay either way. And you see she just kind of strokes the handle of one of her scimitars.
Well, if we don't have access to someone who has passed, we will have to get it fresh.
Oh, come on. Can't Barnabas just give us, like, permission to access the morgue, you know, an inspection? I don't know.
It's possible, but he will probably ask us a question.
Oh yeah, and this is Waterdeep, so it won't be done quickly. We'll probably have to wait a whole 10-day for it.
I think going for something fresh might be the better idea.
Good enough for me. I have aggressions to work off.
So what do you intend to do? Roam the waterfront until a drow attempts to mug you?
Actually, that sounds like a great idea. Apparently, I look mighty muggable.
Nixie just kind of looks down at herself as she is dripping in golden rings.
Yeah.
Muggable I can do.
Yes, but your size is a little intimidating.
Yeah, that's true, yes.
So what? I can wear the bling and then they can mug me.
Well,
She like
then...
pulls off one of her rings and holds it down, and this thing like you could put this over like 3 of your fingers. She's like, okay.
Yeah, he'll make it work.
Yeah, perhaps try this instead. She puts her ring back on, takes off one of her necklaces, and just kind of drapes it around you. It's a big, heavy gold chain. You're like, ah!
I'm a big man. I wear big jewelry.
Yes, you
It's a
do.
sign of how important I am.
On you,
So
it's not so
important.
much a necklace, it's a sash. So you get this big golden sash, these big chunky medallions, and bits of jade and amber. Like, I think you pull it off, yes.
Well, time to go get mugged.
Let's go.
This is going to be a very interesting day.
I'm used to harsh beatings. It probably won't even be like... Well, it won't be anything like home, I assure you.
Okay, so
Well, your
where
worst
do you go
beating...
to attempt to be mugged by a drow?
Well,
How about
you
that
see, you're
alleyway
part of
where I got the bear trap?
I'm feeling the sea ward, honestly.
Seaward sounds great.
Believe there was
Oh, wow.
mutterings of drow in that area.
Seaward sounds perfect, sweet. So
Somewhere
foresees
around the west.
Colrath the Seer.
I assume somewhere around the warehouses.
I think so. Trying to remember where I got that info from.
Could you roll a history?
Sure, what is it you're trying to remember exactly?
Well, someone mentioned that drow might hang around a particular city.
Yeah.
Yes, that was indeed correct. If you want to roll me a history check while I quickly look that up.
20.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
Could it really be as simple as all these days of us? Where are we going to get a drow hand? Where are you going to get a drow hand? Literally, just we go and look for drow.
Literally, yeah.
Good.
Hello, sir. Would you be interested in a new upgrade to a hook?
Where are we going to find a duck and a hose at this hour?
I think so, Brian.
I think so, Brent, but where are we going to find a duck and a hose at this hour?
Okay.
We need a drow, a beardless dwarf.
You remember, you're sitting thinking, seaward and dry, and then it hits you. You do remember someone telling you that there have been a number of drow spotted in the dock ward.
Well, okay, I was close.
They seem to congregate around a few ships. You could ask around in the dock ward to see if you can find more information, but at the moment, that's all you know.
I keep forgetting that the Sea Ward and Dock Ward are separate places, and I kind of just smush them together in my mind.
And that they're separated pretty much by the entire city.
Yeah! Normally I'm so far zoomed into the map, I never see it. I keep forgetting it's there.
Luckily, the dock ward is closer.
Yay!
So, you make your way to the dock ward.
Yes.
What do you do when you reach there?
Oh, what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna split up from the party, but hopefully keep them in view. And I'm gonna sneak around extravagantly.
Are you think you're really gonna get away from Kolrath?
No.
Yeah, Kolrath is sticking by your side, and she affects a very old, and not so fit, like, posture, and kind of shakes a little bit and says, "Thank you for taking me where I needed to go, kind sir. I'm very wealthy, and I shall reward you when we arrive."
He looks wealthier than you, though.
Yeah, well, that's what she's doing.
Nay, never fear, my lady, for you are rich in spirit. May I sing you a jaunty tune to lift thine spirits further. I'ma cast Unearthly Chorus and emit a rather regal waltz in a 30-foot radius, and it can be heard from 100 feet away.
I want the both of you to make performance checks.
I already did. That was for her putting on her big show.
This is shitty. I'll be very upset. Good. I'm gonna use a luck point. Thank you.
Sure.
Ain't having a nat 1. Ain't having a nat 1. That's much better. 19.
Okay. As you start heading down with your overly large performance, Nixia and the rest of the party have just kind of let you two go on ahead. A lot of people glance at you, more so because you're being really loud in the middle of this area where people are just trying to do their work on the dockyards and such. At one point, you notice that there's a very surly looking dwarf that kind of pushes off a wall and starts following the pair of you. After a while, you notice a wild elf start to do the same as the two of them start following you.
This seems like a great idea. I'm really glad to breathe in the air of the ocean.
I find it makes one appreciate the massive amounts of jewels that they keep stashed on their person.
As the rest of the party watches, this wild elf and dwarf seem to slowly gain on your two friends. But go on, Hunter, you were saying?
I was going to say, we are following behind them, right?
Yeah, I would say you're about
At a distance?
40 or 50 feet behind. You're keeping them within sight, but you're making it obvious. You're not making it obvious that you're friends with them.
Okay.
Rascal and Kolrath turn into a side alley,
Mm-hmm.
and the dwarf and the wild elf kind of peer in. The dwarf just starts walking away on down the street, but the wild elf follows you in, and after a while, you hear a tap, or you feel a tap on your shoulder, Kolrath.
Kolrath turns shakily and says, "Oh, what a fine gentleman." So it's a gentleman, right? Or appears to be.
Yeah.
And she says,
It is a rather tall and slim elf who just has a ton of tattoos across his chin. So from a distance he would have looked bearded, but he has no hair. It's just all fine tattoos across his jawline, on his cheeks, and it goes down his neck. He's got a very angled, slitted eyes, and his ears are very sharp and pointed. He's not your usual wood elf or high elf you encounter. He is a wild elf. He is someone who originated from the wastes. But as he taps and you turn, he kind of leans in and says, "It's not a good idea to flash your wealth in this area, madam. You might have some unscrupulous types coming after you."
"Oh dear, I wouldn't want that. I've foreseen something like that. That's why I've asked my noble friend to help me."
Yeah, look, mate, that dwarf, he was eyeing you up. You're lucky I came along, or else he probably would have tried to knife you down here and steal that. You might want to hide those jewels, or you don't want to really wander around the dock ward. You probably want to head to the south ward or up to the castle ward to stay a little bit safe, yeah?
Oh, well, that's disappointing. We were hoping to snag a drow.
A drow?
Yes, that's what my vision foresaw. My vision foresaw that we would meet a drow, and the most extraordinary journey would begin.
Are you looking for a specific drow, or just a drow?
Oh, any drow would do.
The symbols weren't clear. I am Karath the Seer, and I was acting on a premonition.
I was just bullshitting.
Well, I don't know if you're looking for. I don't know anyone specific, but I've seen a few on the leeward dock.
Ah, then that's where we must go.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah, just hide your. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I tried.
Let's be on our way, wealthy and noble patron. Let's go.
He turns to walk out of the alleyway, and you see him just kind of stop as Nixia is just kind of at the end of the alley grinning. It's like, are we doing this? We're doing the fighting now, yes? And she's like looking to Rascal, to this wild elf who's like backing against a wall.
Oh, no, he's fine. He was just a concerned citizen. He actually pointed us in the right direction.
Oh.
Where we can find some drow without getting mugged.
Oh, slightly disappointing, but yeah, okay, fair enough. Go on.
Okay.
He steps aside, and the wild elf is just gone.
Well, he looked very much like a white elf.
I
when he
picture
saw
that
you.
wild elf having like a family and like at home going, "No, exactly the way I told you."
It is a legend in the making.
And then a Leonin appeared.
Very well.
You're in the spice again, aren't you?
The little tattoo
What are
man
we?
told you where to go, yes?
Oh.
Yes, but the player is already forgotten.
He said
certain
the leeward dock.
Yes, he said something about the leeward dock.
It's over here.
Yeah, Leonard the Duck.
The brother of Howard?
Cousin.
He did point a little bit to the south whenever he said the leeward dock.
Mm-hmm. The Rascal will point that way too. That way direction.
Then let us go.
Well, in that case, do we still want to...
Yeah, you could probably take your fascinating, like, jewels and gold back.
Yeah, we don't need to be that disguised anymore.
Fair enough. I will take this then. And she takes her her necklace back off you
Huh?
and puts it around her neck.
I'm already carrying enough junk in my trunk.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I mean, I bought this lead box, and now it's entirely pointless? It weighs a fucking ton!
Oh, that is not what I thought you were referring to.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
move on
referring to my ass as well.
That kobold ass.
then.
Everybody's thinking. It seems everybody's thinking about your booty. And
So
I
they
don't
should,
mean treasure.
So they should. That's the first sensible thing you've said all day.
Blink, 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 blink. Silence.
So, you make your way down to the dock. On the docks themselves, they're pretty busy. Even at this time of the day where it's now getting on into the early evening, around 5 o'clock, there are ships coming and going. There are dock workers running back and forward. You see men operating cranes, using treadmill cranes to get the boxes and cargo on and off ships. There's just a lot of activity going on.
Ashwood is actually looking whether or not he can find his old friend, the drow that had been part of the unit and fucked off, so to speak.
Which one, sorry?
Pardon?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for Ashwood is looking for a drow, and if he sees a drow, if that is his old quote unquote friend, the one who sold out the military unit to the enemy.
Oh, right.
Never gave a name, and he would probably refer to himself by a different name by now, so I didn't bother.
Roll perception.
Nice.
Alright, you start to have a little squint around. You clamber up onto a box and just scan the area. You see just more of what I described before. Men and women of all races running around, a few kobolds, a number of dragonborn. Not large dwarves near the sea, funnily enough. There's a lot of elves, you see a couple of sea elves. You see a few ships docked up here that appear to have carnival-esque colours. A few cages with animals, people practicing juggling an axe on the...
Oh, it looks the circus is coming into town.
Yeah, on the dock and all. You do notice that there are a number of people roaming around, taking a look at cargo as it comes in. You do spot a little further on down around the warehouses a number of people standing outside one of whom does have the dark skin and white hair of a drow. He appears to be dressed in leather armor, and he is armed, as well as the two people with him.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I am spawning for a scrap.
And Kolrath says, perhaps we should see how they'll help a poor defenseless lady in need. And then she gestures like...
Sure. I mean, I would just love to just cut them up.
She nods and then begins to putter over toward them. And
I have the feeling they might. I have the feeling they might actually be legally employed guards.
And so she comes. So Kolrath just starts pittering-patting over toward them, affecting a posture of being infirmed.
Okay. So you approach, and as Ashwood muttered as you wandered off, it does appear to. I think you meant to whisper that, Seth. It does appear that this drow and the two other men, one of whom is human, the other appears to be a half-orc. It does look like they are guarding this warehouse, But I would like you, Colref, to make me a quick intelligence check.
Oh, that's always good for. I'm trying.
Okay. You have seen that human before.
Oh dear. Where have I seen that human before? Do I need to do history?
The last you saw him when you were in a Zentarum hideout selling a gazer.
Oh, Shiza.
These 3 men appear to be Zentarum.
And Kulrath turns around, raises a clawed finger like a moment, and then turns around and heads back to the others.
The human just kind of looked at this weird kobold who sauntered up to them, half waved, and wandered back away, and he just shrugs and leans back against the wall again.
And then when she approaches, she speaks very quietly and says, Rascal, these are Zentarum. I recognize them. Well, the human anyway. I recognize him. He was the one I sold. He was the one I sold the gazer to.
They're all wearing the same type of armor as well.
Okay, neat.
Well,
I mean, do we really care at this point about the whole faction bullshit? Let's be real here.
Well, Mads did die, so she shrugs.
Right, so they have no reason to bother you.
No.
Mads' treachery will be forgotten in due time.
Treacherous witch.
But a sexy bitch.
don't you talk like that about the deceased.
Oh, she'd take it as a compliment.
Gorath.
Then she shrugs and walks back again. Pardon me. Pardon me. Some help? Some assistance? For a poor woman in need? Pardon me. Oh.
Okay. Just give me a little moment.
We could really use a hand.
I'm hoping someone does that.
You're a bad person, Sandy.
Oh, we were all thinking it. Come on, if he wasn't going to do it, I was going to do it.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking it.
Everybody was thinking it. Let us be
Except
honest
me.
about it.
It never even occurred to me. No lie.
You're not supposed to... Okay. If that's how you want to play it.
That's true. Didn't even remotely come to mind until then. I'm like, ah.
It was a very obvious joke. I know.
It's well, I was more thinking I could go to the galaxy. Yeah, he goes, Marvin, I need you to lend me a hand. The next scene, he's got Marvin's hand as a gun.
And so she's walking up and waving and putting on her show of being an old lady. Do I need to do another performance check?
What is it you're trying to do? Just get their attention for now?
She's trying to affect that she is infirmed, not necessarily old, but that she's not very strong.
Okay, sure. Roll me a deception. Actually, roll me performance.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, there it is.
So, you waddle up with a rather convincing,
She doesn't have to do much. She doesn't have to do much because she's still getting used to her body, so it's like, not that far a stretch.
Hang on, there's a cat on the back of my chair screaming at me.
Haha!
Alright, get down. Good cat. Okay.
Gonna kill me some sense, gonna work some aggression. Fuck this bullshit, I wanna be free!
Yeah.
Alright. So, you approach. The gentleman, the blue one, is the human. The drow is purple. The half-orc is pink. As you approach the first one,
The drow, you said?
yeah, the drow is orange. Blue
Okay.
is the human. You're approaching the nearest one, and it is the human, and he kind of looks over you, and you can see the expression on his face as he holds up a hand. I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't come in here. This is private property.
You don't understand. I am Korath the Seer. I've been summoned to this place by the threads of destiny to give an urgent message to your superior? She kind of like says it like it's, she doesn't believe it, but no, like she doesn't believe that they're superior. Like she's a woman of the people.
Look, I don't know what you've been smoking, but you can't do it here.
She says, I know who you're protecting. They've shown me. I know your people are in danger. I've been sent here to help. I promise.
Oh yeah? Who sent you?
And she clutches her head and says, the visions, the signs, the buyers and sellers and traders, she says the people who are running, the people who are hiding from the law. It's not exact. She gestures to the group behind her and says it's not exactly safe to speak publicly. Perhaps inside.
Yeah.
Candlestick maker.
No one's going inside here. Why don't you
And then
she
makes a little
wander off, yeah?
She makes a little common equivalent of a Z symbol on his. Reaches up to try to do it close to his chest, as if she's hiding it, like the common equivalent of the Z. This is who sent me.
Roll deception.
Come on, deception. Come on.
Oh, there's my book.
Hey, Journus, which one of these is a drow?
The orange one.
Orange.
Orange.
Right now it's the human who's holding off.
Yeah. And she's being very urgent and like, you don't understand, this is time sensitive. I was told I wouldn't have a problem with this.
Ooh.
Especially after their agent died.
Hunter is ready with a already notched arrow. Hidden beneath the cloak.
Journus,
Yes.
I would like to attempt to stealth cast a spell.
What spell is it?
Dissonant
Yeah.
Whispers, targeting orange.
Yeah, and Mads is going to do something I'm typing already to you.
Okay.
So should I...
Rascal.
Yes.
Right now, all their attention appears to be on Kolrath. You can
Neat.
see that the half-orc over here has now drawn a mace. As he's seeing his friend getting frustrated. The human has also started to pull his mace from his belt as he looks over at Kolrath and says, look, I don't know what you're playing at, but what is your spell save DC?
13.
Not you, not yet. Matt?
Oh, sorry.
It is... Oh, sorry. 14.
For the moment, the man kind of pauses halfway through a sentence, blinks for a moment, and glances down to Kolrath again. Says,
Yeah, who's swaying back and forth in her customary way, slowly like a snaky.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'll get it. And he taps his nose like, yeah, you're doing that play. Alright. No one takes a mad person
Yes.
seriously. Come on then. As he turns around and starts to walk back towards the...
Korath stays at her side.
Okay.
Stays at his side,
The
sorry.
drow suddenly winces and holds his head and gives a shout of surprise.
What's happening? She looks over at the other one and says, "What's happening?"
Hang on. I have too many things on my desk. There. So first off, it was half damage. That's 20, so that's 10.
Damn. 20 damage right off the bat would have been delicious, but it wasn't meant to be.
You already
The
gave him a
orc?
nasty headache.
The human... They start looking around. Rascal, roll me a stealth check real quick.
Yep. Come on, boyo, roll good. Yeah, no, I'm gonna use the luck.
The orc suddenly points over towards your group as the drow straightens up and pulls out a crossbow. This man here suddenly shoots his arm out in front of Korath and pushes you back towards the wall and stands in front of you. As he
Oh no.
I'm guessing that 11 wasn't enough.
as he basically pulls his mace, has his back to you, and faces off against the attackers. So then...
Oh,
I'd
it's
like-
it's.
Ashwood's shrugging. What the hell is going on?
Can I do something before combat starts?
Please
You
do.
can try.
As soon as Blue grabs hold of Mads, Hunter immediately draws and shoots an arrow at him.
Roll attack.
That's good.
19. That'll hit.
Is that enough to make him break his grip and distract him?
Bing immediately, for the hell of it, goes, "They're betraying us!"
It wouldn't break his grip. Basically, what it looks like now, he sees Kolrath as a friend due to the charm effect. Someone is attacking, he's protecting his friend.
I was going to say, Bing basically not loud enough to alert anyone nearby, just so that people in this immediate area will hear. He goes, "They're trying to kidnap Lady Korath."
Roll your damage for that attack too, by the way, Hunter. 5. Okay. And that was the human you attacked.
Because Bing's trying to set it up so it looks like they're trying to defend Korath from them. And this is all a misunderstanding.
Well, on your turn you can try a deception.
Oh, no, he's not doing it to deceive him, he's just saying it so it sounds like the group is reacting rather than acting against them.
Fair enough. Alright, just let me get
To be honest, Ashwood is reacting only.
Help if... There we are, that's better.
What the hell are you doing to me, friend?
Okay, everybody in the turn order?
See Nola, Rascal, Bing, Ashwood, Hunter, Kolrath right at the bottom there. I think that's everyone.
Kolrath I see twice.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
didn't see
reason.
her initially, so I added a turn, then realized she was there. Okay.
I take it Nixia's sitting this one out.
Oh yeah, I forgot Nixia.
Mr. Rashai.
Let me get her in there.
Rashai.
8. I forgot she was there. I forgot I gave you an NPC. What'd she roll? 8. plus initiative.
Oh, you keep handing them out like candy.
They are delicious. Okay, Rascal.
Hi. I will actually let Hunter take this one first.
Alright, so you let
Well, he's
Rascal.
Okay, so already shot the blue guy once, so let's do it again. Probably to my own demise, but
That'll hit. Okay. 10 points of damage. This human has now 2 arrows sprouting from his chest. He's like, "Ah!" Anything else you'd like to do?
always forget. Lawbreaker, no. Over. No, that's it.
Okay. Rascal.
Hi. Let me just check something. Blah blah blah. You have an advantage on attack roll against a creature if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature. Huh, Matt is an ally, or Kulrath rather, and is within 5 feet of blue, so pack tactics should apply.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check I'm reading that right.
While you're double checking, I want to say I'm also so glad y'all attacked as I was on my way in.
I'll move
Beautiful.
Let's see.
Completely on brand for us.
Oh yeah.
And this time it wasn't me who's screwing things up. It was more like your beloved.
How do we screw it up?
Well, you screw it up in a sense.
No.
She had it seemed, well, Mads had a plan.
No.
Sorry, Kulrath had a plan.
She would have been taken inside, they would have figured her out, and then she would have been, like, obliterated by 3 enemies at once while we struggled to catch her. This has happened to me twice in this game.
Yes, it has. It's Mads.
What are you doing,
It's
Rascal?
Mads' big strategy.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a shot at, actually, how much movement did I use? I used 15. I want to use a bit more. Do you know, I can get right up in his face. So I'm gonna get right up in his face. I'm gonna give him a stabbing! With advantage, so 23.
Yeah. 23 hits.
Okay,
This is human.
Step.
I'm gonna follow up with a dagger attack, if that is okay.
Yeah. If you have the 2-weapon fighting. 15 hits.
I do not have 2-weapon fighting, but I understand that you can do offhand attacks anyway without that, just without the modifier.
You can, yes.
Okay. Forget, if the modifier's removed from the to hit, isn't it?
Yes, so that would be 10, which does not hit.
Okay, well, I tried. Okay. That's Rascal's turn then.
Bing.
Bing is going to advance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that should put him there at 6. He goes, "They're trying to kidnap Lady Korath!" And he's going to aim a firebolt at V-Drow.
19 hits. 7. Okay.
There.
The drow looks pissed off.
And let's see what use.
What is the drow again?
Orange.
Orange.
Naranja. As the Spanish say.
Would I, with my... Oh, weapon attack, never mind. Yeah, that's Bing's turn.
Okay. Next up, Ashford.
A little stunned by what is happening. He makes his way to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He makes his way to over here. And looks at Drow McGrothies. I didn't expect to see you around here. Because now he is believing it in this moment that is the guy who sold him out. And he's casting Hunter's Mark on Orange.
Oh. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. We have fun.
Why do I have the feeling that that is not what you intended?
What we intend is to get this fucker's hand through any means necessary.
Well,
Yep.
whoops, I already used a spell.
And a corpse is so much more agreeable than a living, breathing person.
So you cast Hunter's Mark on him?
On Orange, yes.
Oh, face.
I'll just use... Sure, I'll just use that. Alright, so he is now Hunter's marked. Anything else you'd like to do?
Still
I
have
believe
your
that's a
action.
bonus action.
Well, in that case, knocking back an arrow and shooting at Drow McDrowfies on his longbow. That would be 14.
Hits. And we'll add that 3 from your Hunter's Mark. Or,
That'll be a total of 8 hit,
That's 8.
points of damage then.
Okay. Drow has been shot. And burned. And is confused as to what the hell is going on. And now it's his turn. And he's going to shoot the man who shot him. So with a 18 at you,
Hits.
Ashward. Okay.
Hits.
So that is... Ooh, I don't get to roll d10s very often. Where's my
Why
d10?
do I hear D10?
Yep.
And think, oh, this is going to hurt a lot.
Gonna leave it
And
D10.
You take 4 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
And he's going to reload for the next turn. Okay, that's his turn. Nula. Your friend started a
Okay.
fight.
Well, that's something that Nula at least understands, so she's gonna get closer. That's 1, 2, 6. I think that's her maximum movement. I can't really see Orange from here, can I?
No, he's ducked around a corner.
The curses. Oh, well, I'm here. I may as well frostbite the other guy. So,
Okay, which one are you frostbiting?
easy blue.
Is it the blue?
He's blue, ba-da-dee-da-ba-da.
Okay,
Gonna
what is
try
your-
to get him to Sub-Zero.
It's a Constitution saving. Nah, he fails.
Hooray!
All right,
Well-
roll 1d6. 2.
So much.
Yep.
But he has disadvantage on his next weapon attack.
Which is
Yo.
very helpful. Is that all you want to do, Nola?
Yep, I think that's all for now.
Okay, next up is Nixa. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, because that's her movement speed. I'm literally just using Dura's sheet for Nixa, so that's what's happening. She's going to charge forward. It's about time. And book. She hits and does 4 slashing damage. And then her offhand attack. Does she get that as a bonus? She does. She does have 2-weapon fighting. And she does have her father's swords.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so she runs up and she basically does a scissor motion with her scimitars. She has brought them up, crossed them across her chest, and just double slashes the front of this human's armor as he crumbles to the ground. Oh, that was a little easier than I was expecting.
Well, we suffered him up. Yeah.
That you did, my friend. Now how about that one? As she looks to
Yeah.
Mark.
Filthy kidnappers.
Kurath,
Yes.
your new friend died.
And she is going to try to run down the corridor, and she's going to be shouting as she runs, "Help! We're under attack! They must have followed me!" And she's going to try to go to appeal to this person.
Roll deception.
Oh, come on, Korath.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You start running towards him. And he gears up to smack you with his mace.
How far does she get before she realizes this?
I would say you'd run your full movement. He raises his
1,
mace.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she's like holding her hands up like surrender.
Is there anything
Going-
else you want to do?
I think the deception was my action, right?
Yeah. Do you have a bonus action?
No, she's literally just holding her hands up like surrender, and she says, "I'm with disease."
Okay. Next up. He's dead. Next up. Oh, the drum. Okay, that was one of them. So, let's actually now see if he sees through your deception. You have a small chance.
He actually falls for it.
That's stupid.
That laughter tells me everything. You rolled a nat 1.
He rolled a 2.
Okay, I was off by 1.
I did not expect that at all. I rolled it just for the sake of rolling, just to see if there was the slightest chance that he rolled a 2.
Yes, the dice are amazing. Bless you, dice. Bless you, dice.
Never use any different dice
Now,
again.
Here's the
Ever.
question: does this person believe her?
You don't know yet.
Oh no, I was. That's what I meant. I just meant it was the question.
The orc steps around you and kind of growls at you. You let them strike to us. So he moves up here, and then he holds up his mace, and you see him hunch his shoulders, and he just growls at you guys, just waiting for you to try and attack him.
I'm sending you a message, by the way, Journus, of what I intend to do.
Sure. Hunter.
So the drow is dead, yes?
Nope.
No. The drow has fucked off around the corner.
He's over there.
Hey.
Depending on what happens with Orange, Journus.
Yep.
Well, it's too bad I'm not Kung Fu Kitty.
Oh, Kung Fu
But
Kitty.
Everybody is Kung Fu Kitty.
Let's
They
see.
only put their heart in it.
Darn. Okay. Actually. No, because then I wouldn't be able to attack. Thinking that was a hint, Seth?
Slightly.
Okay. So I don't want this much longer. Hunter Woods would have seen the drow go this way.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm actually going to.
I'll just clarify for you. There's just a solid street there. There's no gaps in the buildings.
There's no gaps in the buildings. Okay, what was I before? Here?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, somewhere there. Okay, so 5, 10, 15. You know, right here so I can get a better shot, and
that hits. 7. Okay. The orc looks pissed. As there's now an arrow embedded in his shoulder. Anything else you'd like to do?
Sorry.
That's it.
Oxygen, everybody. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Not a problem. You don't
Don't
need to
apologize for
apologize
breathing.
for that.
Okay. You're up, Rascal.
Yep.
Your next ping, so start thinking.
Yeah, I'm a noom around and stabby with my rapier.
Do it with a disadvantage.
Really? What for?
He took the defense action,
Ah, fair enough. Then that would be an 8.
so I'm
Boom.
afraid an 8
Yeah.
does not hit him.
Alright, trying to follow up the dagger then. Yeah, definitely not working.
You know what I want.
Sure. 100. 55.
Okay. You go to stab him with a rapier, but he swings round and bats your arm away with his mace. And in your surprise of him reacting so quickly, you fumble the knife. You manage to hit the wall. The dagger spins out of your hand and clumps to the ground.
Okie dokie.
You chipped a nail.
Now that is the real injury here.
The real tragedy is you've clipped a claw. You broke a claw. Anyway,
The claw!
is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Bing is going to charge his position here. He's going to charge his blade with green energy as he activates a smite.
Pack tactics. Pack tactics.
Yeah, Pat Tactics is already in application. And he's opposite. Well, we
You
can't get double
for
advantage.
flanking.
Oh.
You can't get double
Yep.
advantage, but again, he is using the defensive action, so that cancels out your advantage. You are doing a normal attack.
Okay, so he's going to make a strike.
That still hits.
So it's 9 slashing and 2d8, I recall, for smite. It's been a while since I've used it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 damage.
Okay. Despite him trying his very best to deflect your attack attack's stronger than he thought. So you push his arm back and you thud onto his stomach. And a slight green flame spreads out as he pats it out and burns his hand.
And he's also going to say, "This is for trying to kidnap Lady Korath."
You're very pressing this, aren't you, in case there's people watching?
Yeah.
Ashford.
Ashwood is going to do something that is not very typical of him, and that is he's being stupid. Oh wait, that's very typical of him. He is going to rush to him, which means he has only a bonus action left over, correct?
Yes. If you use your action to dash, you have a bonus action.
Well, in that case, no bonus action is taken.
Okay.
I can almost smell you, my friend.
as you come up around the corner, you notice that the drow is currently reloading his crossbow. He glances over, sees you, so instead he drops the crossbow and pulls out his mace. And he is going to attempt to swing at you. 21.
Do you even need to ask? How
No,
many
it's
points
fun
of
to-
damage?
7. And
All
second
right.
attack. 23.
Alright, hits.
And that is an additional 4, so that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage in total.
Still trying, eh? Don't want to take me down so easily anymore.
The drow just kind of glares at you. No, no.
I feel like it would probably be helpful to make sure that Monsieur Drawface does not get away in any way.
I'm fairly certain he will not get away. He's got a quarry now.
Okay. Let's just attack that.
Ignore the
And-
giant
And... Did I... hold on. That's probably not hitting.
I'm afraid a 4 does not hit.
It barely misses.
Just kind of clangs over his shoulder and against the wooden wall as he like looks at you. And it's like, who attacks with a shovel? Honestly!
There's treasure in the wall!
Anything else?
Can you dig it?
God,
Well,
no,
you can
that's
certainly try.
Oh, my shovel!
Zentarum, come out. Yeah, no.
One more bit of
Yeah,
movement.
you
Okay,
didn't
thank
come
you,
out.
I'm done.
Okay. You move out of his attack range. He's going to take an attack of opportunity at you. And I assume 11 doesn't hit you.
Not really, no.
It's impressive that he didn't try to hit Ashwood while he was passing by.
Okay. That is actually a fair point. But I forgot, and he used his reaction on Nola. But missed. Okay. So
Probably
next
for the better.
up is Nixia. I am coming, little friend. I will help. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. And she's going to pull out hand axe and chuck it. And that is a 17. That's gonna hit.
Oh,
For 8 slashing. Okay. Just chunks into his arm. Oh, I almost got it, guys.
amazing.
Cool Wrath.
Yes, and I sent you a message of what I'm going to do. So Kulrath moves up, and you see her long kobold tongue just lick across her own face, dripping green-black drool, as she transforms. And I don't know if anybody sees anything, almost like she disappears, but she didn't quite disappear.
Is this the tick thing?
It's a gnat.
Ooh.
She's turning into a gnat. She's even smaller than a tick.
Okay, you turn into
She's pulling a nat 20.
you turn into an itty bitty little fly.
And she is going to attempt to do what I told you, Jonas.
If you wreck the whole body.
Okay, I would like you to make me. Roll me a straight D20.
Okay. I don't have good luck with those. Let's do it.
Okay. You fly into his face, and the drone's like, and just kind of swats you away. You do not succeed in going up his nose.
Wait a minute.
That's my.
You're a gnat. You're a fly. You can't have more than 1 HP. If you get hit, this whole scheme of yours falls apart immediately.
Risk reward requires risk.
True that.
Okay, and is that you?
And that's her. Yeah, that's her turn.
Okay, next up.
But can before I realize, can I use any action to get around to the other side of him, or is that not
That was your
possible?
movement.
Okay.
So you can move if you want to.
Oh wait, I can.
Yeah, you still have your
Okay,
movement.
because she's gonna get behind him.
Okay.
So that's where she's gonna stop. She's gonna be in the air behind him.
Alright. Next up is this guy, who's not entirely sure what's going on. The kobold tried to stab him in the butt, and the other kobold did manage to smack him. So let's see which one he's going to go for. He's going to go for the one that actually smacked him. 20.
That hits.
Take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Second attack, another modified 20. And take an additional 7 points of bludgeoning attack. So that's 15 points altogether.
It's 15. Okay.
So
At the best you
just-
got. You.
Go on.
As I said, at the best you got, you kidnapping scoundrel!
I didn't do anything! She walked up to us! Also, how did that not break your jaw? Next up, top of the round, Hunter. You just saw your little kobold companion get backhanded with a mace.
Which one?
The pink
Big.
one.
Purple.
Close enough.
Well, Under's more concerned with the trail, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I got him right where I want him.
Feline agility. 35, 40, 45, 50. Actually, 45. Alright, make round face. And short sword.
That'll hit. How do you want to
Piercing.
Chop off his hand.
Yeah. Because I have 2 short swords, how I'm gonna do it is when he goes to try and block with one, I'm gonna slice off his hand and stab him with the other.
Alright.
Whoops.
He holds up his mace to try and deflect the strike he knows is coming, but you quickly change the direction of your sword, and instead of striking for his head where he's blocked with the weapon, you go straight for the wrist. And as his arm had already been damaged with Nixia's axe, you're able to cleanly decapitate him halfway up his forearm. Not decapitate. Disarm.
Disarm.
Tish. There's a word for that, and I can't remember the actual word. But anyway.
Dismember.
Yes.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you. So you managed to cleanly dismember, remove his arm, and as he's starting to scream at the pain of it, as the blood starts spurting, you quickly thrust forward with your second sword, right through a divot in the armor, into the heart. And this Drow is dead.
And Mads turns back into a human when the combat's over.
Not human.
Not
You,
your turn,
you're.
I'm afraid.
I mean, kobold.
No, the combat's still going. There's still one guy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, never mind then. I thought they were all dead.
Nope. Is that you done, Hunter? So
That's
gonna have
it.
to
She
go
just
back to
pulls
the-
out her sword with a sickening. Let's draw fall.
the Drow
Oh,
slumps to the
I
ground.
actually got the. Oh god. I'm feeling very, very terrible right now.
Rascal.
Grab the hand.
Hi!
Alright, Hunter has the hand.
Oh, come on!
It's still
Okay.
clutching the mace in like a death grip.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking 2 8s. Oh, I'll take the 8.
I am afraid your attack does not hit.
Okay, well, I can still try and fall off the dagger. Maybe I'll get lucky.
That
A
hits.
15. Yeah.
6
6.
points of piercing damage. Okay.
That's all I got.
My greatest enemy, math. Bing!
Math.
He just got stabbed in the butt by your companion.
Bing is gonna just straight up slash you again.
That'll hit. Roll your damage. 11. Okay. So, you do a little jump, bounce off the wall, and you bring your mace down hard on his head. And you see his eyes start to roll in the back of his head as he starts to fall.
Who's say it's a sword?
Oh, a sword? Sorry, my bad. Okay,
Yeah.
you stab him. You see the eyes
Get
start to
happy
roll in
now,
the back
you
of his
stab him.
head. As he starts to fall back almost on top of Rascal, but suddenly his foot shoots out behind as he forces himself to stand back up again. He is bleeding from the mouth, he is panting heavily, and he is just snarling.
Man, just had the decency to die already.
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Yeah. Just want to quickly check something. Probably would have had to announce it before I did it, but I'm just going to double check. Oh no, that would have been an action. Never mind.
Okay, is that you done, Bing?
Yeah, that's me done.
Ashford.
Oh, punch out, right.
Okay. Oh god. I have mistaken him for someone else. Oh. And he rushes over and uses his short sword to go a little bit of stabby on the orc.
Roll to attack.
Already on my way,
That hits.
and I think my dueling style is actually applicable, so it's 9 points of damage to him.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Alright. Oh, don't tell me I emancipate him. Well, you better stop hurting my... Oh, you're... Oh, why are you bleeding out of... Look, sir, you're bleeding out of there, poke. Oh, and out of there, poke. Oh, it seems you are... Sir, are you alright? Seems you're... Oh, goodness gracious, he's dead.
Let me die in peace.
So I'm gonna say, what is the bald bull from the second round of Wii Punch Out? You go to knock him down, he like flinches back, and then just like.
Yeah, he has a racial ability that whenever they fall to 0 hit points, they can come back with 1 hit point. That's what Bing did. Bing would have killed him, but he came back with that 1 hit point. So,
It's a good follow up with a shield bash.
it's combat over. Now,
Hooray!
Hunter, make me a strength check.
Strength check, okay.
While that's
The
happening, I will
7
also.
You know what? Sure, I'll go with advantage because you're able to get both hands in here. You managed to pull the mace out of the death grip, and you now have the severed hand that's still kind of clutched in a fist. Kulrath, did you say you turned into human when combat ended?
She turns into a kobold,
kobold, sorry.
and then she also takes. I did the same thing. She takes her daggers and takes the other hand.
Hey, that's sensible. You never know, we might lose one, but I'd have a spare.
Roll survival to see how cleanly you can do this. Are you taking it at the wrist or the elbow?
She's gonna get the whole hand on there.
Wrist or
The
elbow?
elbow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She wants to like.
Yeah,
whole
you
frickin'.
managed to do that.
What's she doing?
She's taken the other hand, just in case. So
Legitimately
Oh.
sensible, considering how rare it is.
It would also be embarrassing if we got there with a right-handed. It turns out we'd need a left.
use
And
now
she walks
have-
up. Sorry.
So, Nixia walks up, lifts up her hand axe, and she has a bit of a smile on her face. It's been nice to have a fight again. But now, you have 30 seconds to make a decision. Run, or hang about and explain yourselves to the guards.
Rascal will
Run.
rapidly prestidigitate everyone and just go, run!
Yes, and Kolrath runs behind Ashward, poking him with the hand. Come on, go, go, go!
Which... No, as soon as Hunter got...
First of all, morbid. Second of all, scatter. Not run, scatter.
I'm not leaving my sweetheart. And she goes
All
over
right, but
to
everyone... All right,
Rascal and-
everyone else. Scatter, see you back at base.
So she's running around.
That's fine, she knows
sorry.
this city.
And
Swing
also,
around
I
and
want to say, she's gonna in that 30 seconds, she's gonna try to stick the hand under her rope.
Alright. So, everybody, make me a stealth check.
Oh, jeez,
This is to
Louise.
see how quickly you manage to slip into and blend into the crowd.
I definitely
Oh,
did not.
Ashward.
Yeah, that's what I get from you poking my my shoulder with a hand.
A fitting punishment.
Yes.
Okay. So, this fight that lasted all of 30 seconds, you basically do a hit and run. You have dealt your damage and use scatter. Scattering lowered the DC because you aren't trying to hide as a group. So, everybody managed to...
Ashwood for once did the right thing.
Yes! Scattering was the good idea. He's all managed to disappear into the crowds around the busy docks. A lot of the noise of the fight was covered up by the shouting and cranes and noise of the general work. But as not long after you have got a few streets away, you start to hear bells ringing. As you are running down the street, or you've got a few streets away, and you slow down and just start moving at a casual pace. You start to notice griffin riders flying overhead. You kind of do that little thing where you like half cover your face and stare into a window of a shop. And luckily none of you appear to have been noticed. You all go your separate ways and eventually congregate back towards the tavern. And that
Oh, thank goodness I'm inconspicuous.
that is where we will end the session for this evening.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Oh, thank God. Progress!
can
Actual
honestly-
goddamn progress at last!
I can just see Hunter just like I said, flipping up her hood and just pulling her cloak around her, just walking through the crowd, all Assassin's Creed style. Just,
Yeah.
Just an
Meanwhile,
excellent
like
editorial
Rascal
moment.
and yeah, what'd you say, Journey?
An Ezio Auditore moment, just hit it up.
Yeah. Kolrath just stuck by Rascal though. They weren't getting anywhere, but they count as one person because
We're tiny.
we're
Well,
super tough.
Rascal's tiny.
I would say you two met up a few streets away.
Yeah. She followed behind, but didn't
Play of the game?
no. Because I don't want to nominate myself, but
Everyone
Yeah,
for finally getting out of the goddamn tavern.
Yes.
Actually,
I would
you know what?
nominate myself, but that would still be wrong.
No, I'm gonna give it to Cork for the idea of scattering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scattering.
Yep.
Absolutely the best plan.
How do you think he survived? How do you think he survived the ambush?
Fail of the
He
game?
scrammed.
Wrath being completely useless in that fight. She didn't do anything.
Maybe, maybe not.
Who knows?
Questions, comments, or theories?
God, we're gonna
I'm
have progress again.
I'm still going with Alia slipping by while this is all going on.
She's like, nope.
So Allie was there. That wasn't just a gag.
No, that was the gag.
That originally was a gag, but then
Huh.
it became the joke became a reality.
I just picture Alia seeing them and being like,
Not
no,
my
wait,
problem.
and then turning
Cover.
around.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yep.
Great,
I'm done.
can provide
So-
grand cover.
I think we'll leave that off there. So go down the
Yes.
list. It's going to be a good night for me. It's going to be a good night from our playwright wannabe Rascal, Kubur.
Good night, everybody.
A good night from our totally has bruises on their human flesh, Nola.
My skin.
A good night from all this junk in the trunk, Mads. Or Colrath, even.
Good night, everyone. Wash your hands, wear a mask, be kind to each other like always, especially in 2021.
A good night from a menace to the arts, Ashward.
A menace to the arts, you say?
It's true.
Well, you could put it this way, or you could just say, this time I'm at least somewhat clever, but okay, I'll take it. Anyway, good night, everyone.
A good night from the kitty that bit the hand, Hunter.
Good night, everyone.
And lastly, a good night from the little kobold who could. Bing.
Night night.
And with that, we'll leave yous and see yous on Tuesday for a little bit more Into the Maelstrom. In the meantime, sorry for the live people who are having trouble watching earlier on, but I'll have this up on YouTube shortly. You can see what you've missed. But, with that, bye.
Bye.
Bye.